That was me.
Hey there, guys. I am here with a special edition, third Nerdy Chat live with Votesaxon07 or VS07 Reviews, aka Stephen McCullough. This is a celebration one because he has reached 18K subscribers. And it was only today, wasn't it? You just reached that?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for having me yet again as part of this madness. Yeah, it was this morning. I woke up fairly early because Elizabeth had an early start this morning, and I checked it, and it was 17,994, I think it was. And then I took a screenshot of it and I put it on Facebook and Twitter, and I said, "Can we get to 18K? Will this be the day of days?" And very fortunately enough, it was. So I think it was like and then 18,001, something like that. And now it's kind of YouTube's weird like that, it'll go up and down a little bit. So I think we've kind of bottomed out at 18,007 at the moment. So that's pretty good. Like it was higher and then it was lower. And like even people were saying whenever I did the live stream that it had gone back down to 17,999 again and then it had gone back up. But yeah, no, like I saw it as 18K and I went, right, that's it. That's officially it. We're at 18K now.
What was your old channel at? Your old channel, what was that at?
42,000, 43,000, something around that area.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. It was 48,000. It was 48,000 whenever I officially had to give up on it. And then it still maintained a lot of subscribers even now. Like I think it's down to about 42,000 now. Something along those lines.
I was thinking, is there like a limit to how many subscribers you're supposed to have on YouTube, or does it just keep on going?
No, I think it'll just keep on going and going and going. Like, there's people out there that have millions and millions of subscribers, that sort of thing. Like, I'm happy with just a handful. Like, the fact that I have 18,000, I don't think that's any less amazing than having 48,000 on the old channel. In fact, if anything, I think it's more amazing to have 18,000 on this channel because most people, whenever YouTube decides to mess them around a little bit and causes the channels to die, they try to start again and it doesn't work. Like, no one subscribes, no one really cares anymore. They think, right, that's it, this person's over and done with, it's over the hill now. So to come back and to get 18,000 is amazing, and to do it so quickly as well. I mean, I was having a wee sort of look about on one of my old hard drives, and I found a screenshot that I'd taken from 2012. So that was 2 years into the original channel. In 2 years, I had managed to get 4,444 subscribers in 2 years. And to start this channel originally started October 2015. And it was just started to throw crazy stuff up onto. So things like trying Burger King food and random things like that. And then I just sort of left it for a while because of the circumstances of the end of 2015 with my dad passing away. I kind of thought, leave it be, And then when YouTube decided to mess me around.
What do you mean with the copyright stuff and that?
Yeah, with the copyright infringement nonsense, I thought, like, I've tried everything to get this old channel up and running. It breaks my heart to do it, but I'm going to have to start again. And I might as well start on this new channel because it's already been set up. So I started there in early 2016. I think it may have been February or March 2016. So to go from that with what was essentially maybe 2,000 odd subscribers were on that channel, to go from that to 18,000, and it's August 2017 now. So you're talking a year and a lack of months. It's remarkable. It's fantastic. And honestly, I think my subscribers are the best bunch of nut jobs in the world because they subject themselves to my nonsense, my silly videos, and they go, we like it, we want to come back for more. And then they start sharing it around to other people and they go, hey, have you seen this crazy Irish nerd? Look at the rubbish he's uploading. It's incredible. Check it out. And they watch it too. And it's like a zombie infestation or something like that, where you get bit by a zombie, you become a zombie. It's like you watch one of my videos, you immediately go, I've got a taste for this, I want more.
Yeah. So, like with the music on your channel, like your theme and your on your Ghostbusters tour video when you went to New York, did you have that music done for you, or is that?
Yeah, it was done by a couple of YouTubers online that do sort of covers and that sort of thing. So with my opening theme music, that is the Iron Man soundtrack. It's called Merchant of Death. But if you listen to that track and then listen to the one that I use, you'll hear it's been augmented. It's different. It's sped up, and the tempo's been changed on it. So it's technically a brand new song. It sounds like it, but it's more sort of
Sounds like it's like your own version, because it's the thing you use at the end and the beginning of your videos.
Well, see, it is because it's been re-edited. So it's like YouTube can't match it up in the copyright system because it's essentially it's its own song. Like with the end credits for the 2017 series, I've had to make those longer in order to incorporate my Patreon patrons. So I had to extend the song through editing. So even that sounds different now as well. So with the songs I would use, like in the Ghostbusters documentary, for example, they would be songs that people have uploaded to YouTube, and then I've said to them, hey, this sounds really great. Do you mind if I use it in my video? And a lot of the time people will say, yep, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you credit me, you know? So that's why at the end of the video, it's like music.
I can say that sometime next year I'm going to be doing that, the Ghostbusters tour.
Really? You're going to New York?
Yeah.
Fantastic, man.
With my mum, my sister, and my eldest niece.
Oh, brilliant.
And I honestly can't wait.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable city. Like, honestly, you'll fall in love with it. You'll get a sore neck from the fact that you have to walk around like this, just looking up. Like, the buildings are enormous.
Yeah.
And each one has its own unique architecture and its own structure to it. The streets are incredible, man. Like, I think it was actually yesterday. I don't know if you follow this German Ghostbusters Facebook page.
No.
I think it's literally Ghostbusters in German. So I think it's Ghostjäger or something like that. But they did a live stream of a tour of New York. They had their own Ecto-1. They were all dressed up in the jumpsuits, and they started off sort of downtown, sort of halfway across from Times Square. They drove past Times Square. They drove to the New York Public Library, which is, if you're in Times Square, you go down about 2 blocks and then you take a left, and there's the library. It was literally right around the corner from the hotel that we stayed at. And they were driving about in their Ecto-1 going to all these locations. And I was sitting watching it going, oh, I was there. Like, they were at the manhole outside the museum from Ghostbusters 2, where I was, and they were standing on, and I was like, 5 months ago, I stood there, you know. And like, they went over because, like, you have the museum from Ghostbusters 2, you have Battery Park, which is where the entrance to the Men in Black headquarters is, and then right across from that, you have the docks, and right out there, right in the distance, you have the Statue of Liberty. So, like, it's all grouped together really closely.
Since when you went into your tour, I never actually knew that it wasn't actually an art museum.
Yeah, no, it's a history museum. I think it's a Native American history museum, if I remember correctly. Probably not, but yeah, no, it was incredible just watching that video and going, I want to go back.
Yeah,
go back, because there's a couple of places where I never got the chance to go to, or I didn't realize were in New York, and I'd love to go back and have a look at it. Like, for example, in that live stream that they did yesterday, they were talking about how if you stand where the New York Public Library is and you look straight down that road, right at the end of it is the viaduct from the first Avengers movie.
And so when we go, I'm going to make sure that this is fully charged.
Absolutely, 100%. You got to make your own video, you know?
Yeah. Is your camera's a Panasonic, isn't it?
Mine is, yeah. I forget the name of it now. Like, it's an XD 5 million. So I don't know, some
5 million?
Yes, it's something really stupid like that.
This is a HCV 160.
Not a bad camera.
80. Sorry?
What did I think I used the 130 at one point. That was my camera before the one that I'm using now. But no, the reason why I bought my new camera was to, what was it for? It was for Robot Wars whenever I went over for Series 2. And then I had it for going over to New York as well. It's a damn good make of camera. Like, I love the Panasonic line. I had a Toshiba. No, what did I have before? at a Canon, I think it was before, and I liked it because it could do slow motion and stuff, and I could do time lapses, which was great for the Lego videos. But it was very restrictive in how it operated. So I love the one I have now because you can manipulate the brightness and the contrast and the shutter speed yourself. It does the whole slow motion and the time lapse thing too. So I think out of a lot of them, the one that I have now is probably the best.
Does yours do stills as well?
Hmm?
Does it do still pictures as well?
Yeah, it does stills, but I wouldn't recommend doing still photos with a video camera. The best thing, well, probably the best thing on the market for anyone for still cameras now is it's one of these bad boys. Just a phone, like a modern day smartphone, because you can manipulate a lot more settings, and it's a lot easier to hold in terms of taking photos than a video camera would be.
We got some comments here.
Yay!
One saying Dark Revenge says hi with H and four eyes. Do you know Dark Revenge?
Haven't heard of him.
Okay, and Ashley McGee, who came into my birthday bash like in June. He says, "Hiya guys, how are you both?" I'm doing good.
How are you?
So what's your next aim, do you think, for the next milestone of subscribers?
My next aim?
Yeah.
Whatever comes next, man. If we get to 19,000, that would be great. 20K would be absolutely fantastic. And just whatever, man. We'll just keep going. Until we break it, until something else goes wrong. So same with the old channel. Like I never thought in a million years the old channel would get as close to 50,000 as it did. With this channel, who knows how far we'll go before YouTube decide to screw me over yet again.
Do you have any plans for like any subscriber videos for like maybe a 19K or for this amount or something?
See, it's awkward because I used to do the big subscribers videos like Infinity Loop and Total Reboot and that sort of thing. It's awkward now for two reasons. One is, what is the next subscribers video? Because the last one I think was for 30,000 on the old channel, and that was Total Reboot. So, like, you know, if I were to make one now, what would that be? Would that be, you know, the 18,000 subscribers video, even though it's a sequel to the Infinity Loop? How does that work? And then on top of that as well, a lot of us are in a position now where we can't make that sort of commitment to a video anymore. Like with myself, I made a lot of those previous videos whenever I didn't really have a job. My only real job was YouTube. David's working now unbelievably. David managed to get himself a job. Nadine and Colin, they're not involved with the channel anymore. Elizabeth's got a job. Anthony's working now as well.
Because you know when you did that Doctor Who, after you did the series of Doctor Who reviews, you did that one where you sort of pretended you took over the writing of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That was great. Honestly, that was a good one. I mean, it was Anthony knocking at your door at the end of each episode.
Yeah.
And you opened the door and he was there on the floor.
Yeah, I'd actually no idea where I was going with that at all, because I knew that the Master was coming back in the last couple of episodes, so I decided to work in the whole thing somehow. And then I was like, how do I end this? Like, what is this? What is that knocking? And then I decided it was Anthony knocking on my door, and I was like, wait a minute. So Anthony's been knocking on my door for the last 3 weeks. How do we explain that? And the simple explanation was, we don't explain it. Anthony has literally been at my front door for the last 3 weeks, just going, open the door.
I mean, it's just the chemistry and the bit that came after that. And you know, like the skit that came after you did.
Yeah.
When you said they're in the walls and that sort of stuff.
That was all shot in one night. That was shot the exact same night that the final episode of Doctor Who Series 10 aired. Yeah. So we had everyone around. We had a viewing party for it, shall we say. And afterward, I was like, look, I have this idea. I didn't write it. There was no script. There was nothing like that. I just sat everyone down and I was like, look, I have this idea where me and Anthony take over Doctor Who. And it wasn't even going to be a gang reviews or a gang video in any sort of way. It was just this stupid sketch. So we sat down and we're like, okay, what do we do? What is our sort of gimmick here? And Catherine and Elizabeth said, well, we could be sitting at a table just coming up with ideas and stuff. And I said, right, okay, but at the end of it, I want Catherine to say, right, no, look, we have to go. I've got an idea, and feed that in somehow, because it was pretty obvious how it was going to end with, like, how the whole thing originally started was, I wanted to do an absolute take the piss. I wanted to do something where it was like a subscribers video, but if no one cared. So basically, the TARDIS is a fridge for some reason. Like there's like a load of stupid editing mistakes in it. The Daleks are literal toys, and you can see someone's hand pushing them along. The sonic screwdriver is a gun, because why the hell not? The companion wears sexy revealing clothing, and then I do the whole thing where I point out that, you know, like, oh, will we get together? Will we won't? You know, because that's what the fans want to tune in to see, and that sort of thing. And then just leave in all these really stupid things. So it's literally it's deliberately awful. And then sort of the idea of how does this come about became what the video would ultimately be.
What was your first modification with a toy or a figure?
Probably the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. I got pretty damn annoyed with it, because I reviewed it and I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then the more we started seeing it in that series of Doctor Who, I was like, right, okay, so it doesn't flick open. You have to press a button and the spring pops it up. And whenever it was such a bad idea, such a badly designed toy, because you flick it open and then you had to use the wee red button at the bottom in order to turn it on. It was so stupid. So eventually I just said, right, I'm taking this thing apart and seeing what I can do with it. And I think the first thing I did with it was install a secondary button. So whenever you press it, whenever it's extended, it'll turn the Sonic on. And then sort of further and further down the lines, I ended up like rejigging it so you could flick it open with the use of some magnets inside it. And then I just went the whole whack with it. So I took the button out of it and put the button, like I sort of molded it into the handle, and then connected it with wires back to it. So whenever you flicked it open, or no matter what position you had it open in, it would still be able to activate. So it all just sort of stemmed from there, really, because...
And what about with the 13th Doctor, which I saw the video of today?
Well, that sort of came about because I don't know how long we're going to have to wait before a 13th Doctor figure goes on sale. Because character options...
Yeah, she's only going to appear at the very end when Peter Capaldi regenerates.
Exactly, and seeing as we still don't have a Bill or an Ardell figure, and it'll be God knows how long before that ends up coming about.
Yeah.
I decided to take matters into my own hands. Like, I tried making a Bill, I tried making an Ardell, it didn't really work out. But I knew for a fact I wanted to make a 13th Doctor, because I'm an annoying OCD freak of a man. James, you've got to understand this. I'm a head case, right? So whenever...
Well, mine too.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't show it on videos, but I am in real life, yeah.
Oh, yes, indeed. But like whenever a new Doctor is announced, I'm like, right, where's the figure? I want the figure on display. I want my TARDIS. I want my figure with its sonic screwdriver. I want to put it on display and say, that's Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. This is the modern Doctor. This is representative of the show as a whole. So I think it's going to be ages and ages and ages until we get a 13th Doctor. So I took it into my own hands. Some people have been doing some nice stuff with the bigger figures, with the 12-inch sort of Hot Toy scale or Big Two Studio scale. But the head sculpts haven't been exactly right. They've looked a little bit weird or a little bit off. So I thought, okay, old Stephen's going to try his hand at it. So I spent ages studying that little trailer that the BBC released. I broke it down. I was like, right, okay, she's wearing a long coat. She's wearing a hoodie. She's wearing dark-coloured trousers and boots. She's got her hair cut.
I keep thinking that what she's wearing in that advert is like a Peter Capaldi Doctor costume.
Yeah, it's similar to it, but it's not. Like, if you sit and really analyse it, and a lot of people were saying in the comment section, why didn't you use the Series 9 Peter Capaldi figure for the coat and the hoodie? It's because that's not it. It's this really big, baggy woman's coat and hoodie. So I sort of broke that down and was like, who has a big, long coat? And I looked through all the figures, and Captain Jack seemed the most obvious. For the hoodie, the Master seemed the most obvious. And then to get the back of the hood hanging down over the coat, I knew I needed a separate piece for it. what figure has that. It's the Winder from the Series 5 episode. For the face was so awkward to try and get right, because I was sitting analysing Jodie Whittaker's face, and even if I could get something with the similar angles and the similar sort of eyes and nose and mouth and sort of general look, that would be a start. So I looked through all the character options figures, and that included Primeval, that included Torchwood, this look. So I started looking elsewhere, and eventually I stumbled across some of the Marvel Select figures, and it was Sharon Carter. It was Agent 13. I had a look at it, and I went, I can see that working, because she had the long blonde hair. I tried to cover up her face so her hair would look like it was short, like Jodie Whittaker's, and it had that whole sort of side parting thing in it as well. So I looked at that, and I went, okay, maybe this will work. So I put it up on Facebook and Twitter and asked people, does this look like Jodie Whittaker? A lot of people said, yeah, it looks kind of all right, except for the hair. So I bought it. Unfortunately enough, it's a Maria Hill figure from Avengers. It just happens to come with an extra head sculpt, so you can pop her head up, stick Agent 13's head on, and boom, you have a Sharon Carter figure. So at least that wasn't a complete waste of money. I didn't have to throw the rest of the figure away.
I can tell you put out when the back of the Jack coat broke.
Oh man, destroyed me. It absolutely destroyed me, because I was so careful with it too. See, that's the worst thing, because it was actually last Saturday, so 6 days ago, whenever all of the figures arrived that I'd ordered in order to rip up and destroy. So
how much do you pay for figures to tear up?
A lot of money, man, a lot of money, but you can't put a price on having a 13th Doctor figure now, can you? So I had them all together, and in fact, it was the same day that I got my Negan from Walking Dead figure. So I sort of took it out and did a review of it and threw it online, and then afterward I was like, I want to break some figures now. Can I please break some figures? So I got to work on it on the Saturday night. And as you saw in the video, I didn't have to do anything with the Agent 13 figure or the Hawthorne figure, as the parts I needed them were instantly removable. So it was just a case of breaking down River Song and Captain Jack and the Master, and then repurposing them. I put together a prototype of it, took some photos, put it on Facebook. People seem to be responding to it really well. So I broke it all down again and made my adjustments and my changes to it. I threw it all back together, and that was basically the video.
How's your work in making your toy room bigger?
It's not going too bad. It's not going too bad at all. The roof needs plastered, but apart from that, we're not doing too bad. We're getting there.
Because I think with the amount of stuff and the toys you get and the reviews you do, you need a lot more shelving.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? And you would.
I mean, it looks like you've got enough for like when you do videos in your toy room, and we've seen, your shelves and stuff, but I think maybe you might need some more at some point.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more free space now than there used to be. Basically now the entire room just looks like it's got a box to the side of it, which is the office where I do the reviews and where the green screen is and that sort of thing. But basically without the bathroom there anymore, it's just this big open gigantic room. In fact, I'm actually thinking of putting shelves in the middle of it so it looks a bit like a library. Just with the white stuff on it. But I think it does get to the stage where you collect too much, and then eventually you're going to have to sell some things or give some things away. Like my little nephew Ethan, he gets a lot of the stuff that I have for Christmas and for his birthday too, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I only want really in my collection stuff that I like.
You got a nephew? Do you have a brother or sister?
Do
you have a brother or sister?
No, I've neither.
Sorry?
I don't have any brothers or sisters.
But you have a nephew?
Oh, sorry, no, my second cousin. He's like my nephew.
Okay.
But yeah, like anytime Anthony's at mine and we're making a video or anything like that, he says he loves my collection room because everything in it has a story behind it. It's not a case of you walk up to something in my collection room and you go, "Where'd you get this?" It's never a case of, "Oh, I just got it on eBay," or "Oh, I just went to a shop and get it." There's a story.
Is he the one that's on the picture of you when you're both still on a picture with both your packs on? He's got the Kenner one on.
What's this now?
on your new Ghostbusters Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a picture with you both with your packs on.
Okay.
Is he your nephew?
Oh yes, yeah, that's him. That's Ethan. Yeah, yeah, he's wearing the Kenner toy.
Oh yeah. Have you know that Ghostbusters 2 is actually going on TV again tomorrow night?
Is it what channel's it on now?
Film for.
Nice. No, I have the Blu-ray of it, so
So do I. So I can watch it anytime.
watch it whenever. Watch it in HD.
How often would you say a year would you say you watch either the movies?
Oh God.
3 times
Probably
a
every other week.
year, 4 times a year?
No, no, it's more than 4 times a year. It's definitely more than four. I even watch Answer the Call a lot of the times as well. I gave it another go again quite recently because of the Ghostbusters 101 comic.
Yeah.
You've been reading that. You all right?
Yeah, I've got a bit of itchy eyes.
All right.
So you were saying you were reading the Ghostbusters
Have you
101 comic?
have you been reading the Ghostbusters 101 comic?
I haven't been yet. No, are they available now here?
Yeah, yeah, they're out in comic book shops. Like issue 5 went out a couple of days ago. I'm loving it. I think it's such a great story. It's a great way to combine the universe of the 2016 movie with the universe of the 1984 Ghostbusters. It's a lot of fun. The characters are really likable, and
Is
the
it now
story.
on Amazon?
Sorry, mate.
You think they're on Amazon?
Yeah, yeah, you can get it on Amazon. I just thought it was really interesting, man. I love Holtzman as a character. She's got a lot of screen time, or a lot of panel time, should I say, in this comic book. And the rest of the characters are really interesting. Kevin's also great too, because Kevin's the one that figures out that he's the first one to realize that the universe of the 1984 movie is merging with the 2016 universe. Um, it's fascinating, man. I really do like it. So yeah, I watched a lot of the Ghostbusters movies quite regularly.
You said you gave Answer a Corner a go. What do you think of it?
I think it's all right. Um,
It never, be up with the first two. Never, but yeah.
no, well, see, that's the thing about Ghostbusters. It's very unique as a movie. Like even the second one really sort of failed to capture the magic of the first one because it's such a mental idea. And once you've seen it, and then you watch the second one or you watch the reboot, it's sort of been done, and you have to sort of work out what is the next level of Ghostbusters. Like it can't all be about catching ghosts and then a massive ghost comes along and you have to catch it. So what do you do with it? You can either go sort of lower key and just do a sort of day in the life, a usual day of ghost busting that isn't about a world-ending threat. But then where's the fun and where's the suspense in that? Or you can do the opposite angle where it's Dan Aykroyd's original idea. It's this massive universe-hopping, crazy, sort of a mad science fiction adventure. But then again, what does it ultimately boil down to? A group uses proton packs to catch ghosts. So I love the first one for that. I love the idea of it. It's fantastic, but it becomes very cyclical after a while. And even the 2016 movie, despite the fact it was a reboot and we were promised something mad and something different, it was literally a rip-off of the first movie. And again, Ghostbusters 2 is a rip-off of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much you can really do with it. So for me, like I love the first movie. I love the second movie. I mildly tolerate it's not even the third movie, the 2016 movie. But no, the first one is one that I'll always love, and nothing can top it as far as I'm concerned.
What scene would you say you like most in the reboot?
In the reboot?
Yeah.
It's hard to pick one. Anything with Holtzman. Holtzman is the heart and soul of that movie. So maybe her dancing. Maybe like there's one scene I particularly love, and it's in the extended edition where Kristen Wiig's character is walking through the rock concert, in the dressing room, and she walks past Holtzman, who's just sort of sitting there with a wig on. And in the extended cut, instead of going, is it the wig or the hat? She Kristen Wiig goes, Holtzman, this is serious. And Holtzman just completely deadpan goes, I know, I get it. We all get it. Except for Kathy. She doesn't get it. And it's like a mannequin's head. And she's talking to it. She's like, bye, Kathy. I'll see you later. And she just walks off. Like, also the battle in Times Square at the end, I thought it was a very generic sort of action sequence for a Ghostbusters movie, but the one part that I really love is the bit where Holtzman goes, oh, I forgot about my toys. And she brings out, the 2 guns, and she starts going to town on all these ghosts.
Oh, yeah, no, I do like that. But what's the whole point where she licks it?
Yeah, it's just like, let's go. Yeah.
What about, this is kind of silly, but when Stay Puft, there's a balloon in this?
Yeah.
And it just comes crashing down and it then lands up on top of them. And there's like a camera image looking at them.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, is it one of the other, which one of the proton ones is it that destroys it?
Oh, it's Kristen Wiig's character. She comes in with the knife and pops it.
Yeah. But I thought that was quite funny when you actually see the image of them underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad now. One thing I really love about the Ghostbusters 101 comic book is it explains away a lot of the problems that I had with the Answer the Call movie, the 2016 movie. In the 2016 movie, they don't really catch ghosts. They don't trap them. There's only one ghost that gets trapped, which is the Mayhem creature from the rock concert, and that ends up escaping, killing Bill Murray in the process. So for the rest of the movie, they're kind of vaporizing these ghosts. They're not catching them. So in the comic book, they've done this with a group called the Ghost Smashers, where it's this rival company. This guy Ron, he steals the blueprint of the proton pack, and he builds his own technology and has his own team. And they basically show up. In fact, in the comic books, it's the same as in the 2016 movie. They show up at this concert, and they basically destroy a ghost. They don't trap it; they just blow it up. And Ray of the actual Ghostbusters team says you can't do this because the molecules, like the ectoplasm of the molecules, will reform, and they'll connect together and form a bigger, more powerful entity in a couple of hours' time. In fact, they do this because, like in the Ghostbusters video game, they have Slimer trapped in this glass tank.
Yeah.
They can't escape from. So Egon keeps doing this thing where he presses a button and Slimer explodes. And then after a couple of hours, Slimer fully reforms. In fact, there's a very funny scene in it where Venkman watches Egon do this. And he goes, so hang on, you're telling me if a ghost explodes, it can reform? And he walks up to Slimer and goes, you don't like it, do you? And then you see Venkman close up. You see Slimer close up. You see Venkman close up. And Venkman pushes the button and destroys Slimer again. Just to get him back for always Slime and Venkman. So eventually in the Ghostbusters 101, you have a scene with Ray explaining to Holtzman, you can't just destroy these ghosts because they'll reform larger. You have to trap the ghosts and put them into the containment unit. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's going to cause a lot of problems down the line.
My mum actually feels sorry for Slimer in the actual real Ghostbusters show.
Really? Why is that?
Because Peter always shouts at him.
Yeah, calling him a spud.
Yeah. I totally recommend that you try and get that the complete collection. They didn't sell that in the country.
The real Ghostbusters collection?
Yeah, the complete collection.
Do you mean the one that looks like the firehouse?
Yeah, the one I got.
Yeah. No, I have the one that doesn't look like a firehouse. It's just volumes 1 to 5 is the one that I've got.
Yeah, that's not the complete series, though.
I know. But they've got volumes 6 and 7 and 8 and everything else coming out. So eventually I'll have the entire collection.
Mm-hmm.
They need to, never mind the real Ghostbusters, they need to release the rest of the Extreme Ghostbusters episodes. We've only got 13 episodes from it. Come on, we need the rest.
Sounds like you're a fan of the Extreme Ghostbusters animated show as well, then.
That's how I got into Ghostbusters.
Was it?
Yeah, because when I was a little boy, I didn't really have much of a life, sir, much as I don't now.
You did.
Like, whenever I came home from school, my mom and dad would say, right, do your homework and then watch your cartoons. So,
I think of you making your videos and stuff, that is a life. You're making it.
well, you know, it's debatable on what the terms of life is, but still, yeah. But yeah, my mum and dad would be like, do your homework and then cartoons. So my mum would record cartoons for me to watch because they were always on directly after I left school. So I'd do my homework. I'd be a smart little boy. And then my mum would go, right, have you done your homework? And she'd check it. And then she'd go, right, okay. And she would have taped all of CITV and all of CBBC. So I'd sit down and watch it. And one of the new cartoons came on was Extreme Ghostbusters. And I went, oh, what's this? I remember watching it going, this is fantastic. And I had no idea there was a movie. I had no idea there was the real Ghostbusters or anything like that. So I sat down and watched Extreme Ghostbusters, and I absolutely loved it. I wanted the toys so much. My mum got me Eduardo, the figure from Ghostbusters.
That's funny. I first ever watched the real Ghostbusters. You ever first ever watched the Extreme Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Extreme Ghostbusters was my doorway into this crazy world. So I got Eduardo, I got Kylie, and then I remember CITV ran a competition where you could win an Ecto-1, Extreme Ghostbusters Ecto-1 toy. And I desperately entered that competition. I was on holiday the weekend they announced the winner. When I got back from the holiday again, I'd obviously lost the competition because I never got an Ecto-1. And then that Christmas, I remember I came into this very room, the one I'm sitting in now, and right there in front of me was the Christmas tree. And right underneath it, propped up on all these boxes, was the Ecto-1 and Roland and Egon. I had got all the Ghostbusters, the main Ghostbusters figures that had been released. Unfortunately, Garrett never got a release. And I got the Ecto-1. I freaked out something fierce. Like,
Do you still have it now?
Oh yeah, I still have it now. It's out in the garage along with all the other Ghostbusters stuff. But I opened the Ecto-1 box. Unfortunately, it came with two of the same fins, so I couldn't pop the other fin into the other side. So my mom had to super glue it on for me, but I didn't care, man. Like, I opened it up, got it all set up, put all the gadgets on the roof and stuff, and got all my figures, put the figures into it, and was going, like driving it around the kitchen, driving it around the living room. And it got to about 12, maybe 1 o'clock, and my mom and dad sort of looked at me and went, you know, Stephen, you have other presents to open. And I went, do you? Yeah. Right, I thought the Ecto-1 and Roland and Egon were my toys. No, look, your granny got you stuff, and your aunt and uncle got you stuff, and we've got you a whole big box of stuff. And I was like, what? It's like Christmas 2.0. It's like to open the other box, and like I had my Dandy and my Beano annuals, and I had, like, you know, different chocolates and clothing and other toys and stuff. But it's the first and only Christmas where I didn't open everything within 5 minutes because I was just like, Ecto-1.
Were your parents big on like Ghostbusters and Doctor Who and stuff?
Mum was into Doctor Who because she was the one that tried getting me into Doctor Who, and in fact, it was actually Mum that got me into the Ghostbusters movies. But well, right, okay, this is very funny. This is really weird. Whenever I was a kid, I spent a lot of time with my granny and granddad because my mum and dad worked over the summer. Like, dad had 12-hour shifts, and mum worked in the fire station. So I spent a lot of time at my granny and granddad's house. And my granddad was this, he was the last of the real men, shall we say. In fact, whenever I smile, there's a photo of me on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's me out having a couple of cocktails. I'm drunk off my head. I'm doing this like really weird smile at the camera. Mm-hmm. And whatever way I was doing it, like my mustache was quite thick at that point. And I just looked like my granddad, you know, like I looked like him whenever he was growing up. But my granddad was the last of the real men. He was a tradesman all his life. He had tattoos on his forearms. He had his single seat in the living room directly facing the TV. He had his drink, he had his cigars and his cigarettes, and he had his dog. And he would just sit there watching the TV. And God help you if you ever wanted to change the channel. If my granddad was in the room and he was watching something and you wanted to watch TV, you were watching what he watched. You weren't putting on your cartoons. You weren't putting on your tapes. you were watching what he watched. So my granddad, in a weird way, introduced me to a lot of these weird movies growing up. So he would usually watch things, like Sink the Bismarck or something like that, or these World War II dramas made in the 1940s, 1950s. There was this great one I watched. I haven't been able to track it down, but it's this one where it takes place on a boat, and it starts to sink. So they have to scrape all the water and throw it out overboard, and all of their food, all of their canned food, falls in the water, and all of the labels come off the food. So they have no idea what's in these cans. So whenever it comes time to eat, they have to open the cans, and like they're eating stuff like jelly and peas and sweet corn and stuff like and fish, all these sort of different canned goods, because they had no idea what was inside them whenever it came time to open them again. So I thought that was fascinating. He introduced me to Back to the Future, because I was sitting watching it with him one day. I didn't understand what it was. I was like, "What is that?" And he went, "It's a time machine. It looks like a car." Where did the man who drives it get it? And my dad or my granddad just sort of went, "He stole it." So, and then there was this really, really weird one, right? Where
That was great.
I was watching the TV with him one day. I must have been all of about 4 or 5 years old. And he was watching this movie where a bathtub tries to eat a woman and a baby. And I was like, what is that? Like, I was having nightmares about it, right? And I just remember, do you know Venkman's apartment with like the glass walls with the thick white wooden beam? Yeah. I just remember the bit where the bathtub tries to eat the baby, and then it cuts to this woman going to this man's apartment with her baby. And I just remember them standing there looking freaked out while you see these glass walls with the wooden beams. And I didn't know what that movie was, because I only saw that scene, and then I think I ran outside, or like I started playing with my own toys on the carpet, and I tried not to pay attention to the rest of it because it was freaking me out. And then years and years later, I realized it was Ghostbusters 2. So it was interesting. That was back like with Mom. She ran into the bedroom one day, and I was sitting playing with my Ecto 1, and I was watching Extreme Ghostbusters that my mum had taped the week before on TV. And she ran into the room and she went, Stephen, do you know what's on today? I went, what? And she went, it's the Ghostbusters movie. It's on Channel 5. And I went, they made a movie? And my mum went, yeah, do you want me to tape it and we'll watch it together? And I went, yeah, do that. So we watched it, right? And I just remember going, where's Eduardo? Where's Kylie? Who are these people? They look really old. Who is it? What is happening? And then the more I watched it, and then like I didn't really like it until it got to the point where they got to the Sedgwick Hotel, and they had the car all done up, they had the packs, they had the jumpsuits, and they were going to go catch Slimer. At that point, my eyes opened and I went, this is Ghostbusters! This is class! Like, I just remember watching it, getting really obsessed with it. And then one of my friends at the time, Nathan, he had an older brother. So his older brother would probably be about your age, maybe a couple of years afterward. And he was super into the real Ghostbusters. So my friend rated his older brother's toys, and he said, the only thing I can find is this. And he handed me Ray from the real Ghostbusters, the figure of it. Didn't have a proton pack. The paint was worn as all good holy hell, but it was still Ray from the real Ghostbusters.
I think it may have been the one I had as a kid. It might have been the one I had as a kid as well.
Yeah, the real Ghostbusters Ray.
Yeah.
So I got it, and he was sort of the Egon of my toys. You know, like he's the old guard. He must be respected. He gets the front seat in the Ecto 1 and all this sort of nonsense. And then I sort of discovered the real Ghostbusters because I started repeating it on Saturday morning. Same with Extreme Ghostbusters. So you'd have like an episode of real Ghostbusters and then an episode of Extreme straight afterward. And I really got into it too, and that's sort of how all that madness came about. But the same thing with Mom as well. She introduced me to Doctor Who because I think she watched it back in, I'm going to say the 70s or so, because she had some kids from a previous marriage. So I think whenever they were growing up, my mom introduced them to Doctor Who and that sort of thing. So whenever I came along, it was like, right, okay, you're going to be in there too, Stephen. You're going to like Doctor Who. And it was around the time Paul McGann's movie was coming out. So she taped it and she went, look, Doctor Who's not on anymore, but they've made this one special. This could be it for Doctor Who. So sit down and watch it. And it freaked the living hell out of me. Like the bit with the Master coming through the keyhole and like spitting venom, picking his nails off and stuff. It really, really freaked me out. Like I wasn't hiding behind the sofa. I was hiding behind the kitchen door. Like I have these horrible memories of, because my mom used to hang out, like she had a handbag for work. She used to hang it over the kitchen door. I just remember standing behind the kitchen door just staring at this handbag going, is it over? Is it over? Like even Gremlins, dude. Like she made me watch Gremlins when I was about like 7 or 8. And I remember sitting on the sofa, like on the arm of the sofa with my mom. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And I was
You like it now? You like it now?
Oh God, yeah. You have to love Gremlins. But I remember watching it, right? And I remember after they ate after midnight and they all went into their wee cocoons and it looked really disgusting and messed up. And I was like, I don't want to see what comes out of this. I don't want to see what comes out of this. And then I looked and I saw them and it freaked the hell out. I think it was Stripe that I saw. And it just freaked the living hell out of me. So anytime they were on screen, I was looking away. And my mom went, oh, look, Gizmo's on screen. You like Gizmo? You know, the fun little cuddly one? I went, yeah, he's on screen now. And I turned and I looked, and it was Stripe going, yeah. I went, ah! Oh, God love my mum. The original show.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when he said about somebody they stolen the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Where did he get the time machine, Grandad? Stole it.
That's good.
Could you imagine if I asked him about Ghostbusters? Could you imagine what he'd say?
No. What would you think he said?
Like, imagine if I turned around and asked him, Grandad, why did that bathtub try to eat that woman and that baby? He'd probably turn around and say, oh, probably because it was hungry, like always. By the way, Stephen, isn't it time for your bath now? Granny, run the water.
Well, then you might be scared the pink slime might have come out of it.
I was freaking out about that for so long. Because, like, it looks, see, whenever the slime, like, starts coming out of the taps and it ends up with the water, it looks like the stuff you put in to make bubbles. So, like, anytime, like, I was sitting in the bath one day, right, as my mom was pouring the water, and she went, do you want some bubbles, Stephen? Bubbles? And I went, yeah. And she brought out this pink bubble.
You know what I said? Do you know what I said to my mum? What I said when I saw that for the first time? They're like sausages.
Yeah, it looks like sausage link. It looks like intestines or something. It's so messed up.
What about have you told your granddad about the Bill and Ted telephone box? Where did they get that?
Yeah, I stole it. They stole that too. They stole it all. That's another thing I discovered at my granny and granddad's house. Bill and Ted, the animated series. There's one episode that I've been trying to track down for years and I can't find it. It's where, for some reason, they dial 9 and they end up shrinking down and becoming really small. And they end up going inside this woman's body, which sounds more messed up than it is, trust me. It's like fantastic. It's like Fantastic Voyage meets Bill and Ted. Like, they go to her lungs, but instead of lungs, they're these gigantic, like, sort of compressed air things. You see, like, people, like, breathing machines in hospitals. It looks like one of those. And you have, like, aerobics people dancing on top of them, jumping up and down to make her lungs work. It's so messed up.
I got the first ever episode of Bill and Ted, the animated series, on the Blu-ray of the first movie.
Yeah, I've got that one as well, yeah. In fact, I have the Bill and Ted Complete Collection Blu-ray, you know, the Shout Factory one. Mm-hmm. Like, it comes with postcards and it comes with a little Wild Stallions guitar pick and stuff as well. It's really cool.
Have you got a Region 3 player then? You can play it?
Yeah, I have one of the Sony ones, so it'll do Region 1, 2, and 4.
Mm-hmm. What's your what about Bogus Journey? Do you like that one?
I love Bogus Journey. I want a third one. They've been teasing me and teasing me about a third Bill and Ted for years, and it's not fair anymore. I want more Bill and Ted. This is ridiculous. Alex Winter's up for it. Keanu Reeves is up for it. George Carlin, up until his death, was up for coming back as Rufus, for crying out loud. Make a Bill and Ted 3. Don't have this be another Ghostbusters situation where it's like, we promise you a third movie's coming, a third movie's coming, a third movie might be coming out next year. You're going to get a third movie. Here's a reboot.
And in that case, it wouldn't even be Bill and Ted.
It'll probably be Jill and Sally's Excellent Bogus Adventure or some nonsense like that. Oh, it's a Bill and Ted reboot, but we're doing it with all women, and it's going to be set in the future where everything's equality and perfect.
See, you don't think that Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves aren't like too old now to do another movie?
I think they're the perfect age because I want to see these 80s young teenage dudes. What are they like now? Are they fed up with the world? Have they not made their perfect world peace style song? You know, what are their lives now? What about the princesses? Because you have to remember they were rescued from what, the 1600s in England, brought into the 20th century, the late 20th century, early 21st century. What's it like for them to live in this modern day world? You know, that's something they never really explored with Bogus Journey that I would love to have seen. They seem to acclimatize themselves to the 1980s really, really easily. And obviously the early 1990s, what with Bogus Journey being set in 1992. So I'd love to see what they're like now. Like, what's an old Bill and Ted movie going to be like?
Yeah, I don't know how they did it. My favourite part from that movie, I guess, would be the bit when they open their mouths and they pull their heads off with their heads, like the robots. I think that's kind of good.
There's a similar effect to that in, it's one of George A. Romero zombie movies. It's either Day of the Dead or Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
Where like the zombies come along to this person and like they rip their entire face off like a hood. But Bill and Ted did it first.
Yeah. On CBBC and CBBC and CITV, I used to like watching The Demon Headmaster, Goosebumps, and on CITV it would be Are You Afraid of the Dark, The Real Ghostbusters, and Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'd pretty much be the same. Like, I loved Goosebumps. I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark. Arthur was a big thing when I was growing up as well.
Yeah.
That was CBBC as well. Blue Peter. I love Blue Peter. Blue Peter is an absolute shell of what it used to be. It's all hyper and high active energy. I think I caught an episode of it a few years ago and I was like, what is this? You know, like back in the day, Blue Peter was like, okay, so now we're going to talk about... It was like the One Show. You know, like what the One Show is now. That's what Blue Peter used to be. It used to be this weird, jarring, change in tone sort of thing where it's like, today we're going to show you how to make an alien spaceship out of various things that you have lying around, such as craft card and nails and stuff. Okay, now we've got that. We're going to show you where one of our presenters went to Ethiopia and saw some of the starving children. You know, it was like that. But these days it seems to be really hyper and high energy and really fast as well. I don't like it.
Have you seen my Are You Afraid of the Dark interviews?
Yeah, I've seen some of them where you were talking to some of the cast members.
Yeah. Wassel, Jason, and Dr.
I remember the Jason one.
And I also did somebody from the Lone Gunman.
Cool.
You know, from the X-Files?
Yeah.
You know Dean Hagland, he played Richard Ringo Langley?
Yeah.
The guy with the glasses, the long blonde hair? I chat with him, but when I did, that was my first ever interview I did, his webcam wasn't working.
Oh.
So it was just his audio.
Bloody useless.
So maybe one day I might do another one where it's actually got a webcam on.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that was good. And I just did that by just like searching on the web. And Ross Hall from Are You Afraid of the Dark, he was on the web, so I just went to their website and I just got their emails and asked them whether they want to be interviewed, and they said yeah.
Cool.
You've done interviews, haven't you, with Robot Wars people?
Oh god, yeah, I've done interviews with 1,000,001 people now because it was all through following the nerd. So like Paul McGann will be my greatest interview of all time, I think. Like, he was such an open dude. We were chatting away to him about everything and anything. That's the most fun I've ever had in an interview. Like, I interviewed Matt Irvine, who built the original K9 prop for Doctor Who. He was also judges on Robot Wars. Like, that was a pretty interesting interview. Pete Redmond, who was one of the team members from Robot Wars, he drove a robot called Dator. In fact, he still owns Dator, and it's one of the most fondly remembered robots because it was covered in fur. So every fight it would always catch fire. Like, it was a really entertaining machine. Like, they knew they were there just to take the piss basically and have a bit of fun. But Dator did quite well in Robot Wars, man. So I was sitting chatting away to him about it, and he owes me, man. He owes me something fierce because he said to me in the interview, because this was back 2013, I think it was, so 3 years before Robot Wars was brought back, he said to me, like, I asked him, if Robot Wars ever comes back, would you be on the show? And he said something along the lines of, if Robot Wars came back, yeah, I'd love to. Probably not with Dator, but I'd love to come back to Robot Wars at some point. So Robot Wars is back. Pete, where are you? Get back into the show, man. It's time. Because he does all this stuff with robotics called Mechatrons, where like he'll be building different things. He'll go around giving lectures and different stuff like that. He's built his own R2-D2. He's built his own, I think he built a chess playing robot or something like that, if I remember off the top of my head. I just remember his R2-D2 because it would not shut the hell up during his interview. Like, the whole way through the interview, as you hear me and him talk, you'll hear R2 going beep, bleep, beep, beep, bleep, bleep in the background and stuff constantly.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see him back at Robot Wars, man. There's a whole pile of people. I interviewed Eve Miles from Torchwood. She was fun because she was drunk as a skunk.
You interviewed her?
Yeah, I've interviewed her. I interviewed, oh God, what do you call him? Gareth David Lloyd. Yanto in Torchwood, I interviewed him too. I interviewed the two of them and Paul McGann at the same event. They were drunk as skunks. It was hilarious. There's a great moment where in the interview I was like, "Now, Eve, are we going to get any more Torchwood?" And she just held up this sign that said, "Ask the BBC." Absolute troll. Like egg on my face, and everyone who was watching the interview just burst out laughing. Because obviously she's been asked that much.
Didn't the last Torchwood end on a bit of a cliffhanger?
Yeah, I think all Torchwood series sort of end on a bit of a cliffhanger. I think we're getting a series 5 with the audiobook series, but yeah, it's annoying. Torchwood annoys me very much so because it's a series that has great potential but never ever delivers on it. Like there's something off about Torchwood. It has this really weird tone. Like it feels like a cruel show, if that makes sense. It's like a show that it'll kill off main characters with no ceremony. It'll have really, really dark, disturbing subject matter, and it just feels like a nasty, nasty show to watch, if you know what I mean.
What was the last show that was on TV of it?
It was probably Miracle Day. So that was
the one where they went to America, wasn't it? And I think that one ended a bit strangely because so one of the characters at the end, I did this thing like Jack that he could come back to life.
Yeah, that was the American. I think he was a policeman or something like that. He got a pipe stuck through him the first episode, but he couldn't die because no one in the world could die. Yeah. And then in the final episode, they fix it so people can die again, essentially. So he dies, and then for some reason he goes and he wakes up again. So,
sounds like you just come back to life.
I know, like that. So yeah, I don't know. Torchwood's a weird show.
Do you own Torchwood?
I do, yeah. I actually recently picked up the Blu-rays of all 4 series because I'm planning on bringing the episode commentaries back like I used to do.
Yeah.
I want to do Torchwood. So I'm trying to get this
copyrighted though, because you'd have to have like a little screen of the episode, wouldn't you, on the bottom?
Well, that's okay. You can get away with that. But I can do that. I've been trying to get it set up for ages now, but like Anthony's always busy and stuff like that now, so it's hard to sort of get a day where he's free, and then we'll sit down and we'll binge a load of episodes and talk silly nonsense over them for the entirety of it.
Because I did a reaction on the Ghostbusters 2016 trailer back, about last year, you know, when it first came out.
Yeah.
Well, when it went into cinemas, and I was worried that the video may have had a copyright strike because of the audio and that. But I was like a screen, you know, watching it and reviewing it at the end.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it did have nothing on it afterwards, and I'm glad that it's still up and it's still fine. It's still untouched.
Yeah. Sometimes you will have an issue with it. Like some of the larger channels, they'll get manual copyright strikes put on them for using material like that, even though you're well within your right to do so, because it's for criticism and analysis. You can get away with using it for that. But for some reason, YouTube doesn't think this is an actual law that it should take seriously. So
it's like you do. I mean, people do it like for fair usage. Like they use part of a clip or something from a movie or TV show just to like show a.
Well, that is it. It's protected under the Copyright
Law
1990 Fair Use Act, because it's either for news reporting, for criticism, or for analysis. So you're definitely within the copyright law. You're well within your rights to use this. And the fact that YouTube is coming along and saying, no, you can't use this, even though you're well within your rights as a broadcaster and an editor to do this, it's very unfair.
And I think BBC, they got like a license, aren't they, on copyrighted stuff?
Yeah, but it's still protected by the copyright law. So whenever they were coming along and putting claims on my videos, or they were giving me copyright strikes, that was completely unfair on their part. They shouldn't have been allowed to do that, and unfortunately they did, and that's what caused my channel to close down.
Oh, we got some new stuff here.
What we got? Hit me over the head.
This Chicken Reviews says, didn't know you were doing chats, mate. It's a special one. I forgot your name. This Chicken Reviews. I forgot his name. We're doing one because it's the third one with Stephen, and it's his 18K subscribers special.
Yay!
How you doing? We're doing pretty good. The Toko family. What? Having a poo? Strange. What's your next review going to be, Stephen? Or video?
Haven't a bloody clue. I put the 13th Doctor review up, the figure video up, and then taking a break, and then who knows what's next? Spin the wheel, as they say. So could be a Robot Wars review, could be another Doctor Who thing, could be Ghostbusters, could be whatever I damn well please.
You haven't done a review of your pack yet.
I actually haven't, and there's a reason for that, because during something, shall we say, in the coming weeks, which is being specially handcrafted for me, actually being specially handcrafted for Elizabeth. So I'm going to do a video on it, and my classic proton pack will be featured in that video. I think you can tell what it is. It'll be coming fairly shortly. Well, according to the person who's building it, it should be coming shortly, but we shall see. All I can say is it's a channel called Candy Geeks, who is putting it together for me, an incredibly talented bunch of people who are working away on creating a little special prop for myself.
I saw it. Yeah, I know the channel. I've seen it. They're pretty good pop makers.
Damn good prop. Damn good.
This chicken says. I think. Oh, good, mate. And congrats, Steve Boy.
Thank you.
That's from this Chicken Reviews. He says he needs 100 subs to.
You should make a video saying, I need 100 subs to live. Help me live. Subscribe to my channel.
Yeah. And having subscribers, or you do a YouTube channel, when they when they find the channel and they enjoy the stuff you do, there you'll get plenty of them over the years and to come.
I think it's one of the fact that people sharing your videos. I think that's what happens. Like, if you make a certain video and people go, "This is class, you have to see this," and they start sharing it like mad, watch it, they'll subscribe, they'll share it too. So it's the best way to get out there. So again, another reason why I'm so grateful to all of my subscribers for doing that, for sharing my videos around, and for liking them, and for saying to other people, "Hey, come here."
I got a question, Matthew. Did you know that your channel was going to be this successful way back before, like, when you first started out with doing videos and the channel and stuff?
Dude, when I first started YouTube, I didn't even understand it. I didn't know what it was. What's a channel? What's a subscriber? What are these numbers? What is happening? Like, I thought literally you stuck a video online and that was it. It was online. Watched it. If they didn't, they didn't, sort of thing. So whenever I first uploaded a video, it was the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver.
So, I mean, were you good at editing back then as well? Or did you learn it all?
Nope. Like, literally, whenever I made that video, it was for a couple of friends overseas that weren't going to get the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver toy for a while. So I set up my camera, which it wasn't even a camera, it was a mobile phone.
Yeah.
With terrible video quality. I set it up with a cardboard background because I didn't want people seeing my dining room table or anything like that. And I set it up and I hit record and I went, "Random Doctor Who fans, today I'm here to review this, which is the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, and here it is in its box." You know, like, because I didn't understand how to present, I didn't understand how to edit. It was literally hit record, say what I want to say, hit stop, upload, and that was it. So for some reason it got really popular, and people, like, I think I got like 50 subscribers, and people were commenting underneath going, like, "This was a really great review. Are you going to do more?" And I went, "Who are you people? You're not my friends. You're not the people I was supposed to send this video to. What is happening?" So eventually it all just sort of was born out of there. I did the thing where I would do it all live. So I'd hit record because I didn't have a proper computer or editing software when I started YouTube. So I'd hit record and go, "Hello, YouTube viewers, I'm talking about this toy today, and here it is in its box." And I'd talk about the box. I'd hit pause. I'd take it out of its box and hit record again and go, "Okay, so here it is out of its box." So whenever you hit save, it would be the full video. And that was really annoying because my girlfriend at the time had a big habit of calling me every 5 minutes. So she'd ring me on her break. She'd ring me on her lunch break at work. She'd ring me as she came out of work. Not even to say, "Hey, I'm going to the shop. Do you need anything?" She'd just literally call me and go, "Hi, I finished work." And it's like, dude, really? Why did you have to call me to tell me this? What? So, like, I'd be sitting there doing my review, right? And I'd have got up to, say if it was a figure, I'd gotten as far as the size comparison. And I'd hit record and go, like, from pause. I'd done the entire video up to the size comparison. I hit record and go, "Doing a size comparison, as you can see, this figure looks taller or smaller than the other figure," and blah, blah, blah. And then boom, the video would disappear and such is ringing you. My girlfriend was ringing me. That deleted the entire video. So I'd answer and go, "Oh, I was in the middle of doing a review. What do you need?" "Oh, I finished work." What? You deleted my entire video just to tell me you were at work? Not together anymore. But yeah, so like a lot easier whenever I got editing software. I could add opening titles and stuff, and I could get an actual proper video camera and do an entire review like that, put in end credits and different bits and pieces. But I was
At
mostly
least with
self-taught.
Elizabeth, she understands she with your your video making and stuff.
Yeah. No, Elizabeth lives in constant fear of me. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. No, she gets it. Because I think she watched my channel for a long time before I ever actually spoke to her. So she's really really supportive of it. She understands that because I work night shifts, so whenever I come home from work at say 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still buzzing, I'm still awake from finishing work, so I'll go out to the garage and I'll start doing a review. And she gets it. She understands that I'm not lying in bed with her because I'm out making a video or something like that. So yeah, she at least she gets it, And like if I say to her, "All right, today I'm gonna make a video," so like if she rings me, it's only because she has to ring me to talk to me about something, and she'll go, "Okay, well I know you're making a video, so I'll leave you to it," and I'll go, "Well, no, I can talk because I'm either waiting on the video rendering or I'm waiting on the footage converting, or so it's nice to have that support now."
Yeah, it's like with the girlfriend you had before was a bit irritating for you.
No, it's not that she was irritating. It's just that God love her, she didn't understand. She didn't understand the plight that I was under to make these videos. So
I mean, it's good that you both share the same passion in Ghostbusters as well. Both together because you both dress up as Ghostbusters. Her from the from the Answer the Call movie, and you from the original movie.
See, the thing is, Elizabeth didn't actually exist as a person until I met her. Like for some reason, God knows why, she had a life. Like she went outside and played as a child. She had a job and she had a family and watched movies or TV series or like I think she played video games, but that was about it. She's not normal like you and me, James. She's not like us. She's a human being. She's a person. Whereas us, we're nerds. We're dorks. We're geeks, man. We'll sit and watch TV shows. We'll binge watch box sets of Doctor Who or what have you. We'll watch our Ghostbusters movies. We'll watch Back to the Future. We'll watch Star Wars. We'll watch Star Trek. We'll watch the Marvel movies, the DC movies. Like real proper man stuff. That's what we do. She never really did that. She had very limited experience of movies and TV shows. So when I met her, I was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you telling me you've never heard of a little show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer?" She was like, "No, what's that?" "Oh, for God's sake. Right, where's my box sets? Sit in the
So
sofa.
you introduced her to that first, did you?
I introduced her to a lot of things, man. I introduced her to Star Wars. She'd never seen Star Wars. Introduced her to Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Introduced her to Back to the Future. Introduced her to Ghostbusters, which she loved. Because, like, see, when we sat down to watch it, she was like, "Is this like a horror movie or something?" And I went, "No." She went, "Well, it's about ghosts, isn't it? What is it?" "Yeah, it's just watch the movie
about ghosts."
You'll get it, right? So she sat down going, "I'm not sure if I like this." And then see, by the time it was over, the final shot where Slimer comes at the camera going, "Yeah." She turned to me and went, "Stephen, I think that's the greatest movie I've ever seen."
Yeah.
And I went, "Good, you're a keeper."
Yeah, you've been to conventions as Ghostbusters. Do you think either one of you would go to one day as Stay Puft or Slimer?
Maybe. We did a really interesting thing actually with the last Comic-Con that we were at, where Anthony went as a Ghostbuster, I went as a Ghostbuster, and Elizabeth went as a Ghostbuster as well. But Anthony's other half, Catherine, was there. And the day beforehand, none of us went Ghostbusters. So Elizabeth went as Wonder Woman, I went as Star-Lord, and Anthony and Catherine went as these anime characters. But Catherine had this blue wig and this white T-shirt with red on it.
Mm-hmm.
So she came to the Comic-Con the second day in the same cosplay, whereas Anthony was a Ghostbuster. I mean, Elizabeth were Ghostbusters as well. So whenever the four of us were having photos of us taken, a lot of people were coming up to Catherine, or coming up to all of us, and they were saying, "Great Ghostbusters cosplay. Oh my God, you're from the new movie, Elizabeth. That's fantastic too." They would turn to Catherine and go, so who are you, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? Because she was wearing, you know, the wig and the white t-shirt and stuff. So sort of Catherine sort of cosplayed as Stay Puft, although she was supposed to be an anime character. So being a Ghostbuster, I love it. I love having a team of Ghostbusters. I love that Anthony's a part of it. I love that Elizabeth is a part of it too. It's got to the stage now where we would sometimes just walk around town in our jumpsuits just for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just walk and we'll go like, Ghostbusters!
I think you should do like a little Ghostbusters fan film, or like a little short, or one of those, or one of your little subscriber type of videos.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Here's an exclusive. I have one in mind.
Do you?
I think I'm going to make one. I don't have a name for it yet. I don't have a script for it yet, but I have a ton of ideas, and I think they're really interesting. Because it's like what I was saying earlier. How do you do a Ghostbusters movie that's different? Pardon me. Like, how do you do a Ghostbusters movie that's completely different? Like, do you go for it? And I think something a lot of fan movies are getting wrong is that they'll either copy the 1984 movie. So a lot of the fan movies that you see.
Are you okay?
I'm slowly dying. I'm sorry. This
Don't do that.
It's my first time, I promise. But no, a lot of things the fan movies get wrong is that they all do the same thing. They all start with a bunch of nerds who go, "Oh my God, we found ghosts. Catch them," or bust them, if you will. And then you see the origin story. You see them getting the money, setting up their own franchise, and catching ghosts. Ripping off Ghostbusters. Don't do that. Do something different. Another thing they have as well is that at the end, there's this big, super mega ghost, and they all have to team together to stop it. Don't copy it. Do something different. It's like with the subscribers videos that I've done about Doctor Who. They're not about Doctor Who. They're about me as a character having a time machine in the vein of a vortex manipulator and a sonic screwdriver, going about time, encountering all these weird, stupid monsters. And in fact, in my subscribers videos, I don't so much travel through time as I do jump through dimensions. It's kind of like a Rick and Morty sort of deal.
Mm-hmm. What would your Ghostbusters version be then?
Oh, that would be telling, sir. But as I was saying, it would be my version of a Ghostbusters subscribers video would be the equivalent of my Doctor Who subscribers videos, where it's lovingly poking fun, but it's also something different, something people haven't seen before. Because with a lot of Doctor Who fan films,
something from the mind of Stephen McCullough.
Yes, exactly. But with a lot of Ghostbusters fan films, or sorry, no, Doctor Who fan films, the fan films are about whoever's making it playing the Doctor. It'll either be a version of the Doctor or it'll be their own custom version of the Doctor. They'll have a police box, they'll have a TARDIS console in the middle of the room, they'll have Cybermen, they'll have Daleks. Whereas with me, I do something really random and weird. Like something that I love doing.
I think that's kind of good though as well, because you make it funny doing that.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's something that people don't expect because they're used to these fan films that are really either high quality or they're really low quality, but everyone treats them as though they are high quality. Whereas with me, I wanted to do something where it's taking the piss out of it. So like the Cyberman is made out of tin foil, you know, and we actively address the fact in the movies that he is made of tin foil. It's this really stupid character. Like the Weeping Angel was the first character that we did that was supposed to be taken seriously. And I love doing that because I love doing something that's different. So, for example, in the Series 5 episodes with the Weeping Angels, that involved the Weeping Angels and the Crack in Time. So I thought, wouldn't it be an amazing idea if the Weeping Angels were defeated because they were trapped within the grabbing distance of the Crack? they got stuck there. So the Doctor defeats the Weeping Angels by doing the one thing you're never supposed to do: close your eyes in front of a Weeping Angel. So the Weeping Angels are stuck with the crack open. They can't move unless someone's not looking at them. But the fact that they can't move whenever people are looking at them is the one thing that's saving them from going into the crack. So I actually predicted this would happen in the Series 5 episode. This is going to end with the Weeping Angel stuck in the field of the crack, and the Doctor's going to say, don't blink. I'll blink as much as I want to. And he'll close his eyes, and the Weeping Angel gets sucked back into the crack, and it closes. But that didn't happen. And I was like, that is the most common sense way to end that story.
Yeah.
And instead, you turn off the gravity of the ship, and they all fall into the crack. Boring. So whenever I sat down to write the Infinity Loop, I knew the ending before I started writing. I was like, I want to do a Weeping Angel story, and I want it to involve the cracks in time in that way, where my character tricks the Weeping Angel into coming close enough to the crack, have the crack open up, trap the Weeping Angel, and then I get to say the line, don't blink, I'll blink as much as I want to. And then as I blink, the angel gets sucked into the crack. So my version of a Ghostbusters fan film, or subscribers video, or whatever in the hell it would be something along those lines. Doing something with Ghostbusters that hasn't been done. Like something that whenever you watch it, you go, that's so obvious. Why haven't they done this? Or something like that. But it would, first of all, it wouldn't be an origin story. It won't involve a big bad ghost. That is how I would play it. And another thing as well, something that I would take from what the news that came out about them trying to make a third movie before Harold Ramis died and then they made the reboot, is they were getting writers on who had lots of experience working with office situations and job place roles and things like that. So that's something I would take on, because at the end of the day, you have to realize Ghostbusters, the first movie, was successful because it wasn't a movie about catching ghosts. Like, that happened in the movie, but that wasn't the core antithesis of what the movie was. The movie was a workplace comedy. It was about three people losing the jobs that they currently had and going into business for themselves as entrepreneurs and creating this ghost catching service. Like, some of the best lines in it are when they treat catching ghosts as something really mundane. Like when Peter and Ray pull up in the Act 1, they get out and Ray says, I need to get some sleep, I'm dying. And Venkman says, yo, you don't look so good. I don't? No, you've looked better.
Yeah.
You know, just, it's nothing to do with catching ghosts. That conversation could be applied to any situation. The thing that makes Ghostbusters hilarious, the original one anyway, what makes it so funny, catching ghosts as something akin to being bin men. People that go out and collect your bin, it's a public service. Or like pest control service. It just so happens that it's ghosts. They treat it as though it's an everyday, normal, boring thing that they're sick of doing already. So I'd employ that into a fan film. Of other ideas I have as well. Without it sounding horrible, it's going to be a commentary on the reboot and women Ghostbusters, but it's done in a fun way, and it's done in a way where when you watch it, you go, "This was going to be really offensive, but that makes a lot of sense." You know, so like there'll be a scene in it where, see, I don't want to spoil it. There'll be a scene in it where
you add your own effects, like the proton beams.
Yeah, there'll be proton beams and ghost effects and stuff like that, but it'll be very mundane. It won't be something like, oh my god, the world's ending, look, this entire town has been destroyed, and it's just all of us on green screen, you know, with fire in the background. It won't be anything like that. It'll be very much an on-the-ground Ghostbusters type of movie. The Act 1 is going to be absolutely hilarious. Like whenever people see the Act 1, I want them to piss themselves with laughter because it's so ridiculous. In fact, I want them to laugh at the entire setup of it, because like the idea is that we have bought franchise rights. So basically, a line in the script where we keep mentioning this asshole called Venkman, who keeps taking 10% of our monthly pay because we have to pay for the franchise rights. So it's left us pretty broke because we've had to pay for the proton packs, and we've had to pay for all the ghost sensing equipment and for the installation of the containment unit. So it's left us broke. So where do we get the money for the car? Where do we get the money for the base of operations? So the way we work around that is going to be something that's really fun and really stupid. It's going to poke a lot of fun at the trolls that were on the internet last year saying, women can't be Ghostbusters, are you mad? You know, and different. It's going to poke a lot of fun at that. It's going to poke a lot of fun at just the whole state of the Ghostbusters franchise as it exists at the moment.
I think whatever your plan would be and whatever you come up with, it'd be good.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Like, it's the way I come up with ideas, like for scripts and stuff. I'll come up with an idea and go, that'll be funny, and I'll write it down. And then I come up with another idea and go, that'll be funny, and I'll write it down. Eventually, like on my phone at the moment, I actually have a file. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I have a file called just GB ideas. Sorry, excuse me a moment. Someone's at the door.
Okay.
Oh dear. Hello. All's good. All's good.
Welcome back.
I have returned.
But you were saying about a file.
Huh?
Oh, yes. About a file.
Where did he go?
He's run away.
Was it a young kid?
It was, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Yeah, so I have a file called GB Ideas, which is my ideas for what I have. So it's literally just, I'm sure you can't see it, but all of that is basically what I have so far.
Mm.
And so I have an overview of what it's supposed to be. I have my various ideas that I need to incorporate into it. And then I have plot, which is basically the basic story idea. So anytime I come up with a different idea that's funny and stuff, I'll write that down. Eventually all that will go in order, and then I'll write a script. And then whenever we film it, you know, we'll make up our own ideas or what have you.
Are you going to include your own version of ectoplasm?
I might do. I might do. We shall see. We shall see. But I love the idea, and it's used a lot in the comics too, where they have different types of ectoplasm. So like they'll have the mood slime, and like they'll have the green slime, they'll have the black slime and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they have the black one a lot in the game.
Yeah, the black slime they use a lot in the game. They use, I think it's the purple, the pink slime they use to neutralize it and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely be. See, I want to do a sliming that's different, because a lot of people, you know, even when they do the fan films, they'll imitate Venkman, where they'll be like, you know, I want to do something weird with it. Like, I want to do a bit where maybe Elizabeth gets slimed and she loves it because she's like, actual ectoplasmic residue. Oh, I've never felt closer to the spirit world. And like, you cut to me and Anthony just going, you're covered in goo.
Okay, what would you make it out of?
I don't know. I'd probably do what they did for the movies, you know, mixing corn syrup and stuff and food coloring and seeing if that works. But yeah, it's just whatever the hell color it is. It'll probably be a different color. Like,
I think it'd be good if it was a different color because it's your own version of something, isn't it? So I think that'd be.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. So
I
don't know.
White stuff.
Yeah, it'll be white. We're giving Elizabeth a facial in a Ghostbusters movie.
like stringy. Ugh.
Ah! Tastes like salt.
Anyway, I think whatever you come up with would be good.
I hope so. I think it'll be fresh and original and what have you. Like the idea we have for this, because I want David to play the secretary.
How long do you have, by the way? You okay for a bit longer?
Yeah, I'm grand. So I'm free all of today and thankfully all of tomorrow.
Stay until 6 o'clock. Stay until 6 or just after 6.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's see if we've got any Q&As here quickly. So.
If you get the chance to look up a car called the Mini Clubman.
Okay. What's that?
Because it's what I want for an ectomobile.
Oh, yeah.
Just even go to Google, type in Mini Clubman white.
That'd be the car that you'd like to use for your Ecto 1.
That would be my Ecto 1. That's my dream Ecto 1. I've been trying to get one, but it's about 5,000, maybe £6,000, and then the insurance on top of it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find it. Mini Clubman white. It'd be about the 2008 or 2010 model. Let me see.
Oh yeah, Anthony's here.
That's it there.
Oh, that looks good.
For an Ecto 1. I love the crap out of that.
Anthony's here.
Right, Anthony.
Hello,
Yeah.
lads. Do a dance, Saxon.
18,000 subscribers. I'm doing a little dance. I'm doing a little dance and I'm singing the song. Subscribers. I'm gonna bang my subscribers going. I got 18,000 subscribers and I'm doing a little dance. Right, there you go. There's your dance. Shut up about it.
Neville, James, what is your favorite smell or scent? I love petrol, which is a bit strange. Nice video. Ugh. Stephen, what's your favorite smell?
I don't have one. Probably Elizabeth. I like how Elizabeth smells. I like her perfume.
That's about it so far. Yeah. Have you ever seen these films?
Films?
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen that one.
Stars Kevin Bacon.
Like all good movies should.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen them. What is that called?
Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
That one, that's one of the ones that my granddad, little boy, because isn't that the one where she gets tangled in the electrical wires?
Yeah. It was on TV, and I thought it was interesting, so I bought it on Amazon after. It only cost about £3 something, I think it was.
I went into Sainsbury's recently, got a great deal on some old DVDs. Like I got They Live, Roger Rabbit, Flight of the Navigator, a lot of really great 80s and sort of 90s movies, all for £7 each on Blu-ray, which was a really...
How many Blu-rays do you own then?
God, man, an absolute crap ton, shall we say, a crap ton. An entire shelf, like, a big shelving case.
More than your toys, do you think?
No, I definitely say I have more toys. But yeah, no, I've an absolute ton of Blu-rays. In fact, I'll show you the collection because I can move my iPad around. Isn't that fun, children? Let me see. Not in this room, it is in the other.
He's taking us on a ride.
There we go. That's the entire Blu-ray collection there.
Nice.
That's all of them. An absolute pile. Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
What's happening?
Stand, you mighty iPad, stand. There we go.
So, you use your iPad, iPad for doing these.
I do, yeah. He's just nice and mobile.
I saw part of a stream you doing yesterday. It was called Stephen cleaning his car.
That is exactly correct. Yes, it was.
How long did that do? How long did you do that for?
God, about 2 hours. It was literally just I wanted to do something weird, so I thought, what the hell? A live stream cleaning my car. So I cleaned it, right, and I brought the Hoover out to start hoovering the floor and the seats and stuff. And it started raining, so I had to bring the Hoover back in, and then I sat inside for a while and answered people's questions on the chat and various bits and pieces like that. And then it stopped raining, stepped outside again, and the rest of the live stream was just me hoovering my car and getting it ready for its MOT, which is tomorrow. Nightmare.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went back in the house, answered a couple more questions and stuff, and then ended it. Then this morning, I did a quick live stream where I was like, thanks so much for 18,000 subscribers. Blah, blah, blah. Basically did it at like, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So I was still lying in bed and I was like holding the phone like this going, oh, thank you very much for 18,000 subscribers. I'm super sleepy. And then I ended it, made the 13th Doctor video public, and then went back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So you work through the nights, and does that mean you sleep in the day?
Yeah, I basically sleep into the late morning. I suppose it's about 11 or 12 or something like that. And then I'll force my old bones out of body, or my old bones out of bed, and I'll drag my body out of it and drag myself around the house. Then I'll go, right, do I have work tonight? Yes. Or if I have work tonight, no. Then I'll either make a video or I'll sit in my pajamas eating breakfast cereal at 1 in the afternoon and staring at the ceiling, wondering what happened to my... Or I'll do a bit of writing, or I'll make a video. Whatever.
I got 2 videos to upload later. I'll tell you what they're called.
Alrighty.
They are 2 recommended documentaries, which is actually the Fright Night documentary, You're So Cool, Brewster, the story of Fright Night, and also Ghost Heads.
Yeah.
And also a video about, it's called, what's it called? It's about the regions of DVDs and Blu-rays and how certain ones, I got 2 to compare, and now one film doesn't have a commentary on one version and it does on the other.
Cool. Yeah, that's interesting because, like, we don't seem to get the same treatment with Blu-ray releases and stuff that, say, the United States would get. You know, like, I found that out with a lot of movies released on Blu-rays a couple of years back. So, for example, you couldn't get an extra bonus feature disc for the likes of the Avengers or Star Trek Into Darkness or anything, unless you bought from a certain shop, like Sainsbury's, for example. Whereas in America, it's standard issue with most Blu-ray releases. So it is very strange how they do that.
Yeah. I got the Canadian version of a movie called Ginger Snaps.
love Ginger Snaps. Like, there's several of those movies, isn't there?
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, the werewolf movies.
Mm-hmm. I got the Canadian collector's edition and the UK Region 2 one. And on the Canadian one, you've got the two audio commentaries where the UK one doesn't have it.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? It makes you wonder.
And if I get a Region 3 player sometime, Blu-ray player, I might import the Shout Factory Blu-ray because that's got some.
See, I love Factory because they're one of the companies that actually cares about the fans and gives them what they want. You know, so with like one thing I absolutely despise is vanilla releases of DVDs and Blu-rays where you just get the movie and that's it. You know, I want the audio commentary. I want the making of. I want the trailer, the behind the scenes, the outtakes, everything. Give me everything. You know, like, don't just give me the movie. I've seen the movie. Give me a reason to buy the DVDs and Blu-rays. Because a lot of companies were complaining that they're not getting enough money from DVD and Blu-ray sales. And a lot of people are like watching pirate copies of the movies and what have you. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Give people reasons to watch the Blu-ray, to buy the Blu-ray. Don't just release the movie. Give people extra things you can only get if you buy a physical copy of it.
Do you have any certain favorite extras on movies?
Audio commentaries, because I have tinnitus, so I can't really sleep properly. So I need something to distract me from the whirring noise. So I'll always have a podcast on or a commentary of some sort. So if there's a director and a group of actors that are sitting down watching the movie with you and talking to you and going, this is how this shot was achieved, or hey, do you remember what we did on this day, or what the original idea was for this, but then it was changed for the movie and stuff. You know, I love that. I love a director that's so passionate about his movie, he's willing to sit through the whole thing and talk about how it was made. Like, that's why for a lot of my videos for a while there too, I was doing audio commentaries, which was a little bit pretentious, yeah, but I thought, what the hell? I'll talk about it, you know.
I would have liked to have seen a commentary on Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, they never did one.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. They did for the first one.
I like that they did a commentary for the first one with Harold Ramis and Ivan Reitman. There's several commentaries on Answer the Call, like the writer and the director did a commentary, and then the special effects team, I believe, did an audio commentary for it as well.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I was going to say something then, I completely forgot. Let's see. Mason, hey Mason, pal. I'm good, thanks, mate. Oh, sorry, Mason. DVD Mason's here from the birthday bash as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Who is your favourite actor, James, and why? What about you, Stephen? What do you think?
Favorite actor?
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. Mainly for the fact that he's a very charismatic man whenever he acts, and also because of his life story. Like, I actually watched a video on him yesterday where it was sort of his life story, you know, where he was going to jail and stuff, and he was doing drugs, and he was going down a bad path. And the judge actually turned around and said to him, like, I'm sending you to jail to save your life. So that was sort of very harrowing, and to see him survive that, come through that, and now he's one of the most successful people in Hollywood. Like, I also love Chris Pratt as well for slightly different but also nice reasons, I suppose, because Chris Pratt is essentially me. You know, he was this dumb, funny guy. He's a little bit chubby, and he made his way into Hollywood somehow. He plays one of my all-time favorite characters, Andy Dwyer, in Parks and Recreation, and then to go from that to getting really buff and playing a superhero in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he married Anna Faris as well, the main character from Scary Movies. And he's just so down to earth. She's so down to earth, and I think that's fantastic. You know, that you can have that amount of success, but yet still be a regular guy.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
so what are your favorite actor?
This chicken reviews the live chat or the side chat is minimized, and I have to keep opening it now and again to keep saying the comments in that. So I'm sorry if I'm ignoring you guys in the question comment section.
We'll get there. We'll answer your questions. You just have to wait around for a little bit. We're slow in our old age.
How old are you, Stephen?
I'm 106. No, I'm 27. I'm 27 going on 107.
Oh, I am older than you. How old do you think I am?
I don't know, say about 32.
What are you on?
33.
Yeah.
So you're at what I like to call Christ age.
What?
You're the same age Jesus Christ was whenever he was crucified. You're 33. Morbid, I know, but still, 33 is Christ year. And any year after 33 is a gift.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much every day is a gift, but let's not get technical. This is supposed to be a nerdy chat after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about religion. So James, what's your favorite Bible verse? Mine's Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the terror of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And you will know my name is the Lord whenever I lay my vengeance upon you. And then you pull out a gun and shoot them in the head. And that is Samuel L. Jackson's speech from Pulp Fiction.
Are you religious?
Yes, but only to a certain degree. I'd say no. I'd say no. Because I don't think any religion has got it right. You know? Like, if there is indeed a God, you know, we should just praise him by living our lives, being good people. Don't be a dickhead. Don't kill people. You know, and
You know what? I think being a nerd should be a religion.
Huh? What should be a religion? What?
Oh, dear.
I think there are enough religions as there is. We don't need to saturate the market.
I think being a nerd should be a religion.
Oh, dude, it already is. It's called Jedi. Hi, mate. What religion are you? I'm a Jedi, dude, born and raised. I'm a Sith. I need copy of my get the lightsaber right. You.
I saw a movie the other day on the horror channel. It was called Grabbers. That was a movie from Ireland.
Right.
Have you ever seen it?
No, but I'm sure it's absolute garbage. I'm sure it's completely terrible.
Well, it's about these aliens that come to Earth, and to get rid of them, they go into the pub and get drunk.
Right. Seems like the thing to do. Yeah, I think any movie set in Ireland will eventually have a scene in a pub. I think like if it was Transformers or if it was Ghostbusters or if it was anything made in Ireland, eventually at one point the characters will go to a pub and just get pissed.
How do you try doing big movie?
Like there wouldn't even be a movie. It would literally just be aliens are attacking. Are they by? Aye, they are. We're going to the pub. I'm on. You know, and they just go to the pub and get shit faced as like ghosts attack. You know, I think that's how my my Ghostbusters fan film should end. It should literally be: "There's ghosts attacking." Is there indeed? Aye, there is. Do you want a pint? Aye, come on. And then just walk off and go to the pub, and that's how it ends.
Would you actually like to be a movie director?
Yeah, I probably would. I think I'd enjoy it because I've a lot of experience now with. I've never ever worked with actors, but with the people who I have had in my films and the people who I had in my films whenever I went to college and I did my media degree and stuff, like they weren't actors either, you know. So they always say that a good director will get a good performance out of a bad actor, whereas a bad director will get a bad performance out of a good actor. So, like, without tooting my own horn, you know, but beep beep, I think I'm a good enough director that I can get sort of good performances out of people who aren't even actors, you know. Well, I suppose I tell a lie because I did sort of direct Cyberman Bill whenever he did the cameo for the Christmas special. And he is an actor anyway, you know, so several different takes of the whole guys, so we're going to do this cocaine or what, you know? So,
do you think you're going to do another Christmas special later this year?
I am. I'm definitely doing one this year. I had the idea for it last year, but like usually what happens with my with anything I make, with subscribers videos, with Christmas specials, whatever, there's always a couple of ideas to do, but you hold on to them. You keep them in your little drawer or your little mind palace or your phone or whatever. And then when the next one comes around, you try and throw that idea into the next one. Like, for example, there's two ideas that I had for 4 years, like in between making the last Christmas special and making the next Christmas special, like the one that was in 2016. I had an idea for the Christmas 2012 video. Santa has to infiltrate a drug den, and he puts on this ridiculous costume, and he goes in and he says, I'd like to buy some crack, please. What? Yes, crack cocaine, please. I'm not
You really do sound like you really do sound like that guy from X Factor.
Oh yeah, tonight on the X Factor. Simon Cowell.
Yeah, you do sound like him.
Yeah, that's the voice I decided to use for Santa Claus. The guy from the X Factor.
I don't even know his name.
Peter Dixon.
I mean, have you met him?
Never, no. But I'd love to meet him just so I could go up to him and go, hello, I'm Stephen McCullough. No voice. I really speak like this.
How did you learn to do that voice?
I don't know. It's just kind of mucking about, really, and like doing different accents and stuff whenever I was growing up. So, like, you know, I can do a wee Scottish accent funny, like, you know, I can do talk like I'm from Scotland, that sort of thing, you know, and talk a little long day like that, you know. I can do a couple of English accents as well, you know. I can do like a sort of Manchester accent as well. I can also do a sort of Liverpool accent too, you know, like where you talk like that. You know, and I can sort of do a sort of posh man.
How about Bristolian?
Thing like that. Oh, God. All right. How are you? I thought we're flipping amazing. Are you dead?
You ever been to Bristol?
Never.
That was kind of good, though.
But I I'm a real big fan of how you talk. Like, I love it. I could talk like this all the live long day. I could. Anyone who's from the West Country, we got big love for people in the West Country. We do. Oh God.
You'd love it up at the suspension bridge.
Oh yeah, I bet I would. I can sort of talk like I'm from the East End of London as well. I can sort of talk like that. I can talk like that all the wrong day, I could. But see, the thing about it is I've nothing to say, in it, you know? So go and get yourself up the apples and pears and, you know, that sort of thing. She's an absolute tea kettle, isn't she? You know, so you can talk like that all the long day, you can.
You ought to do a video about you doing voices. That'd be hilarious.
I actually should, yeah, because like I have 1,000,001 different voices. But the worst thing is, whenever you put me on the spot and go do a voice, I'll be like, you know, like I need to have a list of like different voices that I can do.
Did he want the first time you did again? Is it Peter Jackson?
Yeah, I need to do that in front of Peter Dixon at some point. You know, just walk up to him and be like, "You've stolen my voice." I was speaking like this for years, and then all of a sudden you come along and people think I'm taking the piss because I talk like this. People think I'm putting it on. I was born this way. Stop using the way that I speak for comedy. Oh. Yes.
Oh,
I think it's amazing when you can do a voice and then swear in it. I love doing like the Peter Dixon accent and just swearing like a sailor. Like it's fantastic. But yeah,
what would your impression of Slimer be?
Oh God. Which one? The movie one or the cartoons or whatever?
Your choice.
Probably from the cartoons, like. Because he never really says anything, you know. He just sort of mutters and goes. I think that's the Billy West Slimer. That's the Extreme Ghostbusters Slimer.
Billy West.
Like, does Slimer say anything? That's the worst part.
I think he does sometimes in the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but I can't remember him saying anything. That's the worst thing, so I can't do a proper impression of him. I've tried for years to perfect my Jeff Goldblum. I can't really do it. Obviously.
Mason DVD says, "What is your favorite book?" Novel, I'd say Stephen King's Salem's Lot. And if you mean, I don't know what you class this book as, but I like the Ghostbusters, the alternate visual history. What book about you? What books do you like, Stephen?
Well, it hasn't been written yet, but it's my own autobiography. It's coming to shops in the year 2063. Keep an eye out for it. You'll love it. Seriously, I have no idea. Just whatever in the hell. Probably Misery by Stephen King. I really do like it.
Yeah.
Like, that's one that I read a lot. Like, whenever me and Dad were up the mountain collecting holly, because my dad used to make holly wreaths, he would be very particular over how the holly was cut, so I wasn't allowed to cut holly. So my job was basically carry the heavy bags at the end of the day. So for a lot of it, I was just sort of sitting around and I wasn't collecting holly. I like brought a book up with me because this was back in the days before phones had 4G and signal everywhere and that sort of nonsense. So I'd just sit and read a book, and Misery would always be the one that I would take with me. Like, for some reason, I just really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. What about what are you watching at the moment on TV?
Well, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I mean, the stuff that I would watch would be like Coronation Street or like Celebrity Big Brother. I've just started watching it because for some reason I seem to find Celebrity Big Brother slightly more entertaining than the regular Big Brother, even though I don't really recognize most of the celebrities. Like, they've got Barry off EastEnders in the new series of Celebrity Big Brother, so I'm watching it just for him alone. But no, I don't really watch anything on TV. Like, I mean, like The Walking Dead comes back in October. I'll be watching it whenever it comes back. I gave up on the DC shows a while ago, so I wasn't through choice. It was just the fact I didn't have any time to watch them. So, like, I stopped watching Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, and that sort of thing. Like, I'd mostly watch like YouTube videos, or I'd watch movies or anything like that. But there's very few things on actual TV anymore that I would watch. Like, Doctor Who's finished now. Robot Wars, who knows whenever that's coming back? Maybe October or September time. So,
do you like Supernatural?
I've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of people that I know watch it, but I haven't seen one episode of it.
Because it's going to be the 13th season soon.
13 seasons, wow.
There's even an anime series as well.
There's a what series?
Anime series, like an animated show.
Of Supernatural?
Yeah.
Wow. Again, there's a lot of shows out there that I should be watching, but I just don't, because I don't have the time and the energy or the sheer force of will anymore.
Yeah.
Much. Do you have any more comments? I'm sure the comment section is getting sick of me not talking to them.
It seems like they're talking to themselves. Let's see. James, I'm going pal. You don't seem to care about us. What? Oh, I do.
Her?
Yeah, I do. Ignore us on purpose. Then they say we can't chat with you. Bit unfair.
What?
Talk to me on Skype if you want. Oh, okay, I'll have to do that later on. And it's just I keep, you know when you first to see, I have to minimize the chat.
Yeah.
So when we're like talking, I can't really see what they're saying. So I have to come back to it and open it up and see what they're saying. So it's not that I'm ignoring them. It's that
people in the comments, have patience, we'll get to you. We will answer your questions.
Let's go down and see
questions. We will answer in depth, taking up a lot of time to do so.
Jimmy Patton says, stop making videos. No.
Just no reason. Just stop. Just stop. Stop making videos. Or what was his name?
Jimmy Patton.
Jimmy, you could stop watching them. There's another idea. There's a quick fix. If you don't like him,
that's exactly right. It's the same with any video, isn't it? On any channel. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
it's not like I go to channels that I don't like and go, stop making videos, you're ruining it.
yeah. I mean, why would you watch a video that you didn't like or enjoy? Or even subscribe to the channel that they're watching?
It's more of the fact is, why would you come back to watch more videos of the person that made videos that you didn't like in the first place? That's just torture. Don't do that to yourself. If you don't like them, don't watch them.
Yeah.
Stop making videos, you're ruining it.
Do you get odd comments like that on your channel?
Oh, dude, all the time. They're absolutely hilarious. I love trolls. They're so funny.
Do you remember any recent ones that you've had that you just thought that was so funny?
I think trolls have gotten really boring now. You know, like they always say the same stuff, like kill yourself or like calling you like derogatory names and stuff. It's stuff that other trolls have done before. I want to see some new troll stuff. You know, like go hard or go home. You know, like so say something really personal, like you get a comment where it's like ugly, like you read those and go, I'm not even offended by this anymore. I already know I'm fat and ugly. You don't need to put it in the comment section and say you're fat and ugly. It's really boring.
They never even existed, though, did they, years ago, either?
They
never existed years ago.
Well, I think they did, but it's more the fact that with the internet, everyone has a voice now, so everyone has an opinion. And it's the anonymity of it as well, so people can create a fake account and stuff and then start trolling the crap out of you and stuff. But it has got to the stage now where every troll is the same. You know, the amount of comments that I've got from trolls and haters and stuff, and it's all the same stuff. Like, I want harder trolls. I want trolls that are like, I hope you get cancer, and then I hope your children get cancer, and I hope your parents, I'm glad your parents are dead, or like, I hope your house burns down. Something really, really horrible. Say something really horrible. Not just the usual stuff of kill yourself, your videos are terrible, you know, or you're a terrible person.
You know, they're all the same ones, like on multiple different accounts.
I'd say a lot of them are that sad, not desperate for attention. They probably do make multiple accounts, but I'm sure I have a good few multiple trolls. You know, that all have their own different accounts.
Do you think some of the ones that are they got you to the 18,000?
Yeah, probably. There's probably a lot of them that went, I'm making a fake account and subscribing to this guy just so I can hate him. It's like, that's fun. That's still a view and that's still more subscribers. Bring it on.
It's the amount, isn't it? It's the amount of number.
Yeah. That's about, I love the dislikes. I love people that dislike because it's still a view and it's ultimately meaningless. And yet people are just like, oh, I hate this guy. I'm gonna hate all of his videos. I'm gonna dislike all of his videos. Yeah, but in order to dislike my video, you have to click on it and watch it. And that gets Steven views.
Me as well.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I love that. I love trolls because they're that stupid whenever they're spreading their hate. Like, trolls are only effective if you take them seriously. Whereas with me, I never ever take trolls seriously. I'm always just laughing my head off at them because it's amazing the amount of energy it takes to be a troll. Can you imagine that? Having to sit and think of a horrible thing to say and then having to sit and type it all out and send it and then send another one and send another one and constantly wait for you uploading new videos so they hate on that as well. I love the effort, and ultimately I think that trolls are obsessed with you. If you have trolls,
they're like doing something, don't they? That they're making they're succeeding in something, but they don't, not really.
No, they think they are, maybe. I don't know, but I find it easier just being nice. You know, like my mum taught me from a very young age, if you've nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't really, it's not like these days, it's not really a sort of morality thing. It's more sort of a lazy thing. It's lazier and easier to be nice because if you're horrible, there's so much effort that goes into it. And ultimately, it's hilarious. I mean, it's sad whenever a few people do take the trolls seriously, and like it does lead them into committing suicide and killing themselves, and it destroys lives, you know. But ultimately, you have to take trolls as exactly what they are. They're trolls. They're stupid little monsters that live under bridges.
Yeah.
Spew hate for no damn reason whatsoever. It's fascinating in a way, but it's more the fact that, you know, if someone's nice, if someone comments on your video and says, I love your stuff, I want to see more, or if they comment underneath it and go, this is terrible, And then you sit down and you ask them, well, why is it terrible? Why didn't you like this? And they genuinely do give you some constructive criticism and say, well, you could have done this better, or that could be different, and so on. Like, I'll sit and listen to that all the live long day, because at the end of the day, it's constructive criticism. But if it's just some idiot that's going, kill yourself, you're nothing, you're worthless, you know. Dude, you don't know who I am. You've never met me. All you know me by is by watching one of my many videos. You don't know what I'm like in real life. No stay over my life. You don't know who I am. I don't know who you are. So ultimately, you're kind of meaningless.
Yeah. Do you have any future cons you're going to be going to?
I think there's one in October. As you saw with the Saxon Cosplays Facebook page, I've kind of retired all of my cosplays now. Like, I'm done with Star-Lord, I'm done with Ant-Man, I'm done with Iron Man, because it keeps falling apart. Like, Iron Man got its last hurrah last year.
Please don't say you're done with Ghostbusters. You look great as a Ghostbuster. Yeah.
So it'll just be Ghostbusters from now on for me. Like, I'm sure if Elizabeth wants to go as Supergirl or as Wonder Woman, she can. Anthony's got a bunch of other cosplays he likes doing. But for me, I think it's just, it's easier. And it's...
Roman, I just thought you said that you wanted to go as Supergirl.
No. No, Elizabeth. Yeah, I can't fit into the Supergirl costume. I think I'd make a hell of a good Wonder Woman. But no, it's more the fact that I can't be arsed with it anymore. And like, I love Star-Lord, don't get me wrong. Star-Lord's an amazing cosplay, and it's great to wear, and it's fun to have people come up to me and go, you have the proper Walkman and stuff, this is really badass. But it's roasting. It's so warm in that Star-Lord outfit. Like, the last convention that I went to was back in May, I think it was, or June. The Saturday I went to Star-Lord, and not a lot of people were interested in it. Very few people took photos of it or stopped talking about it, because there was a lot of other Star-Lords there. Whereas whenever I first started doing Star-Lord at conventions, there were no other Star-Lords. So everyone was coming up to me and taking photos and stuff and going, this is pretty cool. But a lot of other people have it now, and it's sort of their thing. So instead of trying to do a new or different cosplay, I think I've found my niche with Ghostbusters, because it's something I've loved since I was a little boy. I love.
You put a picture of Elizabeth as Negan.
Yeah, Elizabeth is female Negan. That actually just sort of came about because we were out shopping one day, and she was doing her whole clothes shopping thing, and I found this leather jacket, and I was like, "Do you want to try this? This would look pretty badass on you." So she put it on, and I was like, "Zip it up." So she zipped it up. I looked at it and I went, that kind of looks like Negan's jacket. That's pretty badass. So she bought it. We came home. She threw it on. And she said, "Do you want me to like pretend to be Negan?" And I went, "Yeah, do that." So she put my scarf, my red scarf on. She grabbed my baseball bat, and I took a photo. And I went, "That actually looks pretty badass. A female Negan."
I think you said you do Ghostbusters at conventions, but I think both of you as Negan would be good.
Yeah, his and hers cosplay. We're both Negan, sharing a baseball bat together.
How about Mr. and Miss Negan?
Mr. and Mrs. Negan, yeah. But yeah, for me, like, even I did Negan at a cosplay event last year, and it was just so warm and uncomfortable in it. But the only cosplay that I find comfortable is the jumpsuit, because it's nice and baggy, and you know, you've got different pockets and stuff in it, your proton packs on your back, and everyone loves it. Like, see, on the Saturday when I went to Star-Lord, very few people were interested. On the Sunday, me and Elizabeth went as Ghostbusters. We couldn't even get in the door without people going, "Ghostbusters!" and like taking photos and stuff. And then
That is a good feeling, though. People saying that you recognise like what you are in that.
Yeah, it really, and I think it's more the case of it's a group, so it's two classic Ghostbusters and a female Ghostbuster from Answer the Call, because we don't really have many female cosplayers over here that would be a female Ghostbuster from the 2016 film. So yeah, a lot of people seem to sort of gravitate toward that, which is nice. So I think that's it for me now for cosplay. It's just going to be
Did you put
Ghostbusters.
together all your own stuff for your costume, for your flight suit and stuff?
Yeah, like sourced it all online and put it together. Like, and it's still a process now. I only just recently managed to buy a trap from eBay.
Oh, the Mattel one? Or?
No, it's the toy one from the real Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So whenever it arrives, I'm going to spray paint it silver and black and then hang that from my belt. Because I'd love to get the Matty Collector one, but I don't want to take it to conventions because I'm just afraid of it falling off my belt or someone stealing it or getting broken somehow.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Oh dear, real life getting in the way.
No, it's just my mum. Go say hello, Mum.
Hello, Mum. Hello. Hello. Is she away?
Hang on. I'll just check.
And I'll just entertain you folks. Hi, welcome to the Stephen McCullough Show.
Tell me I haven't washed my hair, I can't go on screen.
She's just not washed her hair.
Can't go on screen with no hair wash. Tell her.
I think he heard you.
Oh, right. I haven't washed my wig today.
That's something I think you should do, James. Leave this camera running as a live stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Big Brother style, you know, live from James's house.
You ought to do that as well.
What's that?
leave a webcam going all day from our lives. Then people can watch it all day now.
Watch it live.
Yeah. What about you? Would you like to be on Big Brother?
I think I'd be terrible on Big Brother. People would kick me out after the first
You say he
week.
loves Big Brother.
Tell him now you've got to be pretty desperate to go on there.
Oh, I am desperate. I'm a whore. I will go on Big Brother.
What, you wouldn't?
Oh, I would. I'm a whore. I will go on Big Brother. I am not desperate.
What would you be like on there?
Annoying, mostly. I think I'd be very, very annoying. I just sit and poke other housemates with sticks and stuff. Like every 5 minutes it would be, "Can Stephen come to the diary room?" You know, just because I'm winding people up that much.
What's your plans for this weekend?
Lie in bed, sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty lazy weekend this weekend. Saturday, as I said, I've got the MOT for the car, and then I'm working Sunday night. So I think just from now until then, relax as best I can. I'm going to take a week off making YouTube videos. Like today, I was supposed to do the Robot Wars Pussycat review, but because I reached 18,000 subs and I'll put the Modification Madness video up, I just want that to sort of settle for
In a
while.
little while
So
again, I'll give you another message and we can do another one of these sometime in future.
Absolutely. We'll do 19,000 subscribers. We'll do that as a celebration.
Yeah. Take time, but it'd be an interesting one.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, hopefully not that much time, because I mean, I think it was like a month it took me to get from 17 to 18. So maybe another one. Hopefully 3 weeks. Okay, and then 20K, 21, 22.
Yeah.
Onwards and upwards, eh?
Any plans for this evening? Just chilling.
Go to bed, fall asleep. No, I'm wrecked lately because I've had so little time. So I think I need to catch up on the sleep, something fierce, because
Bit tired.
the last couple of days I've been staying up to like maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Then Elizabeth leaves for work at about 5:30, 6, and her leaving usually tends to wake me up for a bit, and then once I'm up, so I can't get back to sleep.
Does she work a lot of hours?
Yeah, she works. She's on sort of a shift pattern, so she'll work like early mornings, or she'll work late afternoons, or like in next week she's on night shift for crying out loud. So it's always random.
So you both doing like different jobs, different hours and stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. So we do try to make as much time to see each other as we can, but hey, we live together. It's good because it means we don't get sick of each other that quickly, because neither of us is around each other that much.
That's good. What time is it?
It's time you gotta watch.
20 past. A few more minutes, are you okay with that?
Go on, so.
Eh?
Go on, so. Sounds good.
See here. We've not got no more comments.
That sucks. Come on, people. Comment. Ask questions.
We've actually got 5 views.
Full 5.
Just as I said that, one went away and come back again.
Oh.
5 views, that's good. But if you want to say again, please ask us. We're still, we do, I mean, I do look at the questions, so.
Yeah, it just takes us a while, but we'll get there. We'll get to your comment.
I think we'll give it till, say, 1:45. Are you okay? Is that right? Okay. So I know you got Ghostbusters 2 on Blu-ray, but you're going to be watching it tomorrow night when it's on TV, or no?
I don't know. I tend not to watch movies when they're on TV because they tend to cut a lot of stuff down or cut a lot of stuff out, and then adverts and stuff as well. So
yeah, that is kind of annoying.
I like watching a movie on Blu-ray.
I would. You got the have you got the what Blu-ray version of Ghostbusters 2? Have you got?
The one that came with Ghostbusters 1 on Blu-ray.
Is that the media bit?
No, I think it's just like the regular Blu-ray release.
Okay.
It's the one that comes with special features. Finally, a copy of Ghostbusters 2 that came with some special features.
Deleted scenes are pretty good. I like the one where Louis Tully is trying to capture Slimer.
Like, see, that's the thing. That's not all deleted scenes. There's more. That's why I'm so. I can't wait for Cleaning Up the Town to finally come out. The Ghostbusters documentary. Because I think we'll see a lot of great behind the scenes stuff for Ghostbusters 2 that nobody's ever seen before. So come on, release Cleaning Up the Town. I've been waiting almost 10 years for this. Bring it out.
Do you have any idea when it's going to be out yet or not?
I haven't a clue. I've not got a clue. Got an email there.
I know that Claire and Anthony does put out some stuff, info on it and stuff.
Yeah, but it's always really random and vague, you know. Like I got an email off them there a couple of months back where they released some of the footage from the documentary. Yeah. I loved it. I want to see the whole damn thing. Come on, guys, get it out, release it.
It's been going on since what? Is it 2008 since they actually filmed it all?
2008, I think, is when they started. So I think that like they're still filming stuff. They're still working on it. I don't know even if they are still filming stuff for it now. But I think they've been very much locked in editing for a long time now. And I know they want to get it right, but guys, please release it.
I'm trying to see it as well as much as you know, man. So yeah.
Yeah. No,
is it going to be like two? Is it going to be 2 documentaries for 2 different movies? The 2 different films?
I think they are splitting it. So like the first documentary that comes out is going to be all about Ghostbusters 1, and then they'll make another one that'll be all about Ghostbusters 2 because they've just shot that much footage. I think the original cut of it at the time came in at around 4 hours or something like that. So it would be great to see it all. Like I actually, whenever we were interviewing them on the Fall on the Nerd show, and that's like what 2015, 2014, we were talking to them. Like I said to them, look, if you release a 4-hour documentary talking about Ghostbusters, I will watch a 4-hour documentary talking about Ghostbusters. I can't get enough of Ghostbusters, so please release it. Just.
What about sorry?
Can you tell I'm very impatient?
Yeah. Have you've seen of course I think you may have seen it, you've seen it before, the no, not that one. I meant Ghost Heads.
Yeah, I saw Ghost Heads on Netflix. I thought it was all right.
I think you should have been on that.
Well, yeah, but I guess back then, I wasn't really, whenever they were making it, I don't even think I had my proton pack whenever they made that. So, like these days, oh yeah, I'd happily jump at the bit to be involved in it, but back then, not so much, because I wasn't really a proper host. I mean, I'd watch Ghostbusters religiously, but I wouldn't really dress up and cosplay as one, whereas these days, like, I'll wake up one morning, I'll look at Elizabeth and go, should we wear our flight suits into town today? Hell yes, we'll wear our flight suits into town today,
So when you're not a Ghostbuster, where do you keep it all?
Just out in the garage. Like, I call it Spook Central. It's my one corner.
Even both of your flight suits you keep out there too, do you?
Yep, have them folded up and sat on shelves. I have the proton pack up on a shelf. I have the ecto goggles, the PK heater up on a shelf, and then I have all the figures and all the different toys and all the ecto ones and stuff, like, all sitting up on it as well.
I was actually looking at your shelf. When you did your tour video at the beginning, when you're seeing your shelves. I think when your pack, I think isn't it quite heavy? Because it looks like it's on a shelf, and it looks like it might snap or like go through.
No, trust me, it's held up and supported by hooks and stuff, so it's not going anywhere.
It's on a good hard shelf, then that's good.
Yeah, it's plenty of support. It's my baby, like, I wouldn't let anything happen to it.
Yeah. So you got, I'm trying. I got the Funko Stay Puft. I want to try and get some of the figures. The actual figures from the movies.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try and source some on Amazon.
They're nice. Like, I'm not really a big fan of Funko Pops. Like, even though I have some, I'm not really a big fan of them, because I just think it's a bastardization, really, of what a collectible should be, because they're essentially just all the same mold, just with slight different tweaks to the detail to make them look like something else, So I'm not really an overly huge fan of pop vinyls. Like, I love an action figure that looks like the character, has the proper proportions, has the proper detail. Like, I know Funkos are fun and cute and stuff, but give me detail. Give me a proper figure any day.
What's your favourite Ghostbusters figure you own?
I love the Diamond Select ones. The one you could build the rooftop with. I absolutely love those. I love the entire collection of them, and I love the rooftop diorama itself. The detail on them is amazing. Some of the face sculpts aren't that great, but I think they're easily the best. I want to get the Blitzway figures. I just can't justify the price. £1,000 to pick up all four, and Slimer. I want that Ecto one that they're going to release, the big 6th scale one that's coming out late next year, but that's going to be thousands and thousands of pounds, and it's just way too expensive. Like, I think the most I ever spent on anything Ghostbusters was £900, and that was for the proton pack I own. And even when I got it, it was in such a sorry state. Like, it had been passed around from Ghostbuster to Ghostbuster. That went to, like, charity events and stuff, so it was pretty beaten up and pretty wrecked and stuff.
Looks like you've looked after it pretty well, though.
Yeah, I've had it repaired by the guy who originally built it. He did some work on it, and then Anthony and me took it apart one day completely. The wired, it was that old that the wires had started to go on it. So, like, some of the lights weren't lighting up properly. The sounds weren't working half the time. So, like, we literally had to take it all apart and rebuild it back together again, so it worked properly. I haven't had a problem with it since. Cross my fingers, touch wood, that nothing goes wrong.
When I saw a picture of you wearing it on the thing. Like the is the what do you call it? The hose that goes to the gun. Isn't that just stuck on with something at the top?
Yeah, it's held on with electrical tape because
I can tell it looks kind of like that.
In the movies themselves, nothing connected the hose to the neutrino wand. It literally just hung there with wires sticking out of it. And you can see it in some of the shots in Ghostbusters if you look closely, that the hose is connected to the gun. So whenever the guy who built the one that I own, in fact, the one that I own is based on the Ghostbusters 2 model because the neutrino wand is pitched forward slightly, so it's easier, to grab and bust ghosts with. Whenever I took it to him, I was like, is there any way you can connect this to the gun, like connect the hose to the gun? And he went, well, like the way I do it is I take some electrical tape and just tape it on. Movies, that's the way they did it. So it was either hanging loose most of the time, or it was a black electrical tape that held it together, which was quite fascinating in its way.
Do you have on yours? I think is it like a clip, because you see Ray a lot with when they after they take it off their back for the first time, they don't really put it back on their back because they got like a belt gizmo. Have you got the clip that you can put it on your belt?
I do, yeah. Anthony has one as well for his bag. There's a green tool that comes out of the pack, and that's what you use. Or sorry, out of the neutrino wand, you use the green cable to clip it onto your belt.
Have you used it for that?
I've used it, yeah. Funny story. Back in March, that was the first time that the three of us went to a convention as Ghostbusters. So, like with the proper flight suits and everything. So we get out of the car, we get our belts and stuff on, we get our proton packs on, and as we're walking to the event, Anthony's neutrino wand falls off. It hits the ground and it shatters, so you can't clip the neutrino wand back onto the proton pack. So Anthony went, oh, for God's sake, what am I going to do? So Elizabeth grabbed the broken piece and stuck it back in the car, and I said to Anthony, look, just clip the gun onto your belt and just walk around like that. So that's what we had to do. So they had me walking around, and I had the proton pack with the neutrino wand connected, and Anthony walked around with the proton pack and then the neutrino wand clipped to his belt. And then the green wire fell off, so then Anthony had to carry the bloody proton pack around everywhere. So like Anthony's pack's terrible; it just keeps falling apart on him.
Yeah, because his got like a black strap. On yours, you got the actual Alice frame.
Yeah, Anthony's was significantly cheaper than my one, but it's caused him so many problems. Like his poor wee heart's broke with it. Like the amount of work the guys put into that pack is incredible. Like it's mine is nothing compared to it, just from the solid amount of work he's put into it. Like whenever he first got it, like the 4 red lights on the cyclotron wouldn't go around; they would just all 4 of them just light up. So he got himself some ULEDs so it would go around the circle and stuff.
I remember something quite a few years ago. I don't think I was even living in this house. I think it was quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
That I was thinking. I think I may have been living in a flat at the time. But anyway, I was looking around on eBay. I was actually buying stuff on eBay as well at the time. I came around this pack that was on there. It was a pack that was in Bristol, so it was actually in my own town, in my own city.
Yeah.
It was only like 500 quid, and it had the Alice frame on it, like yours one has.
Yeah.
I think the guy on it was sort of selling it had the theme on it. It had the like the right sounds and lights as well. And the guy that was selling it at the time was only 500 quid.
Wow.
And I think maybe at the time I wanted it, but I just sort of couldn't afford it at the time, I guess. But I guess if I waited a little bit longer, I may have been able to. But then I think somebody else picked it up after. But I thought it was kind of cool because it was in my own city at the time. But,
Oh, well. These things happen. Like, it was weird how I ended up getting mine, because for ages I'd said I wanted a proton pack, and I was saving up because I was going to get the one that you're talking about on Twitter, like the big $2,000 one, like the proper one that does everything and stuff. So I was saving up and saving up and saving up, and I think by that point I managed to save just over £1,000. So I was at an event that Following the Nerd were hosting, and I was talking to Mark, like one of the co-presenters of Following the Nerd, about how I wanted a proton pack and I was saving up for it, and he said, "Hang on, £2,000?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "No, you can get one for cheaper than that." I went, "Really? How do you do that?" And he went, "Talk to this guy." So he was at the event because he does a lot of the Star Wars stuff. So I walked up to him and I went, "I hear you sell proton packs." And he says, "I used to make them, but not anymore." I said, "All right, okay." And he said, if you're looking one, I'll keep an eye out for it." I said, "Okay, that's fine." So a few days later, he got in touch with me and said, "There's a guy, I built a proton pack for him. He doesn't want it anymore. He's selling it." I said, "Right, how much is he selling it for?" And the guy said, "About £900. I said, "All right, fair enough, that's doable." So the guy came to my house. I had a look at it and I went, "Yeah, that actually doesn't look like pretty bad." So I sort of haggled with him and I ended up getting it for the price I got it for. But it was a mess. It was absolutely wrecked. No wonder the guy was selling it, because it had been passed around that many people, and that many people had damaged it or taken bits off it or rewired it and stuff. Like when me and Anthony finally got it open, there was wires in it not connected to anything, because like whoever had upgraded it, because there's a speaker in it that powers the sound effects and powers the music that it plays and stuff. Like someone had disconnected the wires from the old speaker and left the old speaker in it and just hooked up the wires to the whatever the heck it is now, like the PA system or whatever it is that's in it at the moment. So it's a real mess of a thing. But fortunately enough, Anthony's very skilled. He's very technically skilled. I'm not. So he managed to take it apart and get it all fixed up and running again and put back together. So
he did it all for you?
Yeah, Anthony did. Like Anthony's our whiz kid, man. Like he can build anything from anything, you know. Like he's very technically minded, you know. So like
Like his arena for his Robot Wars or mini Robot Wars he done. That's all good as well.
Yeah, all models built by him. He's building his own little sort of ant-weights, which are the smallest class of fighting robot. He's working hard on building those as well. Like I love his videos, man. Like I love the Mini War series, and there's a lot of love for the Mini War series out there as well.
I obviously watched the video, I think, on his channel where you and him first met for the very first time.
Yeah, that was May last year. So we've been friends for over a year now. And what a mad year it's been, man. Like honestly, if I could have done it, I would have brought him to New York with me and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
But man, we've been everywhere. Like to come to Cardiff, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we've been to London, man. Like we went to just outside Burgess Hill for a Robot Wars event. It was like a Robots Live event, and we went to Scotland together as well with Elizabeth. December, that was a lot of fun too. So yeah, we've come a long way in a year, and that's just a year.
2 more questions.
2 more questions. Let's do this thing.
Wheels of Mayhem says, "What's your favourite Halloween sequel, James and Stephen?" Okay, I'll go first. I would go with because it's one I own, and I don't own many of the Halloween sequels, I'd go with Halloween 2. Not because it was, the one straight after the first movie, but I don't have a reason why I like that one more. I mean, it was set mainly in the hospital, but I like the second one. What about you, Stephen?
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Just because it's mad. It's really weird and different.
Yeah, it doesn't have Michael Myers.
Yeah.
You don't like Michael Myers?
No, I do like him. I like the fact that Halloween 3 decided to go down a different road and do something really crazy and different.
If you did a Halloween movie yourself, what would it be like? Or a skit of one?
No, I think it's been done. It's been done too many times, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of different ways you can spoof Halloween, and I think it's every avenue and alleyway for that's been explored already.
James, you should get Just Dance 2014 for the Ghostbusters, eh? For the Ghostbusters dance. Just Dance 2014 for the Ghostbusters dance. What's that?
Haven't a clue. Haven't heard of it. Just Dance is in like the video game.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Or was it that song from the remake, Get Ghost?
Yeah, I love that song, the Calvin Harris tune. I also really love the cover version that who was it? Did Walk the Moon.
Yeah.
I love that, and I have that playing in the car every single time that I'm out driving.
Have you got the soundtrack? Have you?
Oh yeah, I love one as well. Who was it? The Good Girls song. I do.
Oh, Ellie
what
Goulding.
Good girls don't. I do what the good girls don't. I do what the good girls should never ever never do.
Or Ellie Goulding.
Ellie Goulding, is that it? Is that who it was?
I think so.
Alright.
Also, I like Rhythm of the Night. The one, you know,
Yeah.
the music that's playing when Holtzman first comes on screen.
Yeah.
Was it that one? Yeah.
Hang on, 2 seconds. DeBarge.
Yeah, that's it. Ooh, yeah!
No, I do love this tune though. The Walk the Moon cover.
Oh, yeah. Are you back in a sec?
Huh? He's gone. He's off. We've chased him away. I've chased him away with my madcap dancing. That's what's happened there. Oh dear.
Got some good music on there.
Huh?
Got some good music on there.
Oh god, yeah, I have a ton of good music. I have an entire folder on my phone, just nothing but Ghostbusters. Hang on, let me see. What else have I got? Let's experience the madness, shall we?
I'll see you in a minute, Ma. Okay.
Where's all my Ghostbusters 2 tunes? This is ridiculous. Tracks. Run DMC did the. Let me see. Oh. They don't find it.
You've lost them.
Where's all my Ghostbusters 2 tunes? This is ridiculous. What's one Bobby Brown did on our own?
I've got one.
This is ridiculous, man. I'm sorry. This is nonsense. Where is my Ghostbusters 2 music? Looks like a giant Jello mold. I hate Jello.
Sorry?
Oh, come on. There's always room for Jello.
Do you like that one?
God, I've got it.
I love that one.
That's the soundtrack. Hang on. seconds. Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters. There it is. I had to run the AMC track, but I have no idea where it's went.
I'm just going to get my coffee. I'll be right back.
No, don't worry. Take your time, sir. I'll be here. Entertaining about 4 or 5 people are watching. What's your favorite Ghostbusters track? Comment below. Maybe we'll play it. You're watching the Request Show live from My DVD Reviews. Saxon Edition. Where on earth? See, that's the worst thing. I had all of my folders, all of my tracks, all my playlists on my old phone, all set up perfectly. You get a new phone, you can't copy across the old stuff. That's the worst thing about it.
What's that?
I'm just entertaining your subscribers while you're off getting your coffee.
Have you ever had this mug
Right.
before?
If you recognize this, you're an absolute legend. You ready?
You seen this?
Now, what's that from? What is that tune? Can you guess? Can you guess? Here's the best bit. Bit of dad dancing. Sorry, I could get stuck in a trap with that song. I could just literally sit and listen to it and dance all
I don't
the
know.
long day.
What is that?
It's a Strad game called Burning Rubber. It was an old racing game from the 1980s. I played it a lot as a kid. I absolutely loved it.
This is my Doctor Who cup.
Nice. Tarts cup. I like it. Is it big on the inside? Does it hold more coffee? Ha 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 ha.
Do you like coffee?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not the worst drink in the world. Like I'll drink something like Red Bull and stuff before I drink coffee. But yeah, I'm not against coffee.
You ought to be careful. Red Bull gives you wings.
Yes, it does. But Red Bull gives you wings because you drink enough of it, it'll kill you and you'll turn into an angel. Or a ghost.
I've had that other drink I think you like as well. Is it called Iron Brew?
Oh God, Iron Brew. You've got to love yourself some Iron Brew. In fact, you know what? I will get some Iron Brew right now. Back in a minute. It's an Iron Brew party, and everyone's invited. There we go. There's Iron Brew out.
Nice. What actually is Iron Brew?
No one knows. Tasty. That's what Iron Brew is. It's a taste sensation. It's highly carbonated. That's what Iron Brew is.
Feeling better?
God, yes. Could do another 4 or 5 hours with Iron Brew, thanks to my baby Iron Brew.
Does Elizabeth like Iron Brew?
Oh yeah, she loves it. I don't allow her to drink it because it's all for Stephen. All for Stephen. Elizabeth gets none. Oh God.
What?
Got it. I've got my Ghostbusters 2 run DMC. There we go.
That's the one.
Something's wrong. Gloom in the room. Outside is the storm. All alone in the crib. Watching the tube. Yo, is that what I did? Did I see something new? Chills on your spine. Your heart fills with fright. Not filled by the things that go bump in the night. Walk through the wall with no time to stall. You call the Ghostbusters. Well, that's what you call Ghostbusters. We ain't afraid no ghosts. Ghostbusters. We ain't afraid no ghosts. And it goes on like that. Dude, I'm so glad I found that. Add to Ghostbusters. Oh, here's another one I found. Oh no, that's not it. That's it. What's this one? What's this one? It'll make your toaster dance. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Otherwise, I'll make my iPad dance around next. Add to Ghostbusters. Don't mind if I do. Happy days. I'm glad I found those now. Oh, I've also got this.
Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia, command you.
Oh, command me, Lord. I'm glad to find that one.
I think you'd be a great Janosch.
Dr. Venkman, please. Go. What is it he says? Dr. Venkman, go. Yes, I think go, please. No pictures, please. Slides are available in the gift shop, eh? Ah! Thank you, Winston. I think I might have James.
Oh, dear.
You all right? Recovering?
Yeah.
Oh, but I would.
Oh, dear. Who's him?
I love it. I love the bit at the end whenever Vigo's like, I, Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia. Yes, scourge, yes. The sorrow of Moldavia. Yes, you said all of this. Command you. Command me, Lord.
Stephen, why?
Find me a child that I might live again. A child. A child. A child?
Why are you dripping with goo?
Why am I drippings with goo? You know what?
Yeah. Or the bit when where he cuddles him.
Yeah. If it come behind. Oh, God.
That's who I asked for an interview once. Peter McNichol.
Oh, really? Yeah. I guess
said
he didn't get back to you.
you don't do interviews.
That sucks.
Yeah.
He needs to do an interview. He needs to do an interview with you and me. Then he'd have a quarter laugh, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, he was in not only Ghostbusters 2, but he was in like Being the Movie. He was great in that.
Yeah.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I loved him in Dracula Dead and Loving It. Renfield.
Yeah.
Ally McBeal as well. A lot of people forget he was a big player in Ally McBeal.
John Cage played in that or something.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. was in it as well, Ally McBeal.
I haven't heard from like Peter McNichol being in anything recently.
No, I suppose he hasn't been. Like, I know Janosch is, he's in the comic books, the IDW comic books. He's, last we saw him, he was locked in a nut house.
Was he?
So,
what, after the events of Ghostbusters 2? Or?
Yeah, he was locked up in a nut house for a while, and he got possessed by a demon, and then he started writing stuff on the wall, and the stuff on the wall couldn't be erased and stuff like that. But yeah, he was in the comic scene for a while.
Did the idea have the likenesses of Peter McNichol?
Sort of. It's like Janosch, but a little bit older. Like, he's got a mustache and like a big sort of afro now. But it's still definitely Peter McNichol that they've based the character on.
Yeah. The Ghostbusters is going to be done into animated film, hopefully maybe in 2019.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Honestly, do you know what? Do you know what they need to do, right? And this is the business plan, right? This is you and me here, James, right? This is us presenting our idea to Sony Pictures, right? I'll do the talking, you just stand there and look tough, right? But this is what we do, right? Break into Sony Pictures, right? We go into the Ghost Core building, right? And we break down Ivan Reitman's door, and we stand in front of him, right? And he'll go, ah! Who are you people? And I'll just go, Mr. Reitman, all you have to do is take the IDW comics and make those into animated motion pictures. You, sir, will make a fortune overnight, because the IDW comics, they're...
Yeah. Hello? Hello? You've stopped. Hello? Hello? Stephen? What's happened here? I'm still in video. I'm still here. Oh, he's gone. Where? I'm back.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sorry, my iPad died.
Welcome back. What happened there?
Hi. No, my iPad died. I was sitting chatting away and I looked at it and I went, I can't see James anymore.
Well, where were we?
Yeah, that's right. So I think a great idea for the animated series would just be copy the Ghostbusters comic book series by IDW, because honestly, it is some of the best Ghostbusters I've ever seen. Like they respect the history of the franchise so much, and it's crazy, it's mental. So like they incorporate stuff from the video game. So the rookie, the character you play as in the video game, is an actual character in in the comic books, and in fact, he runs his own division of Ghostbusters. The Chicago.
I mean, it's shaped in a way that I ain't got many more of those IDW comics. I'm gonna get myself some more of those. Maybe in that big hardback book that got them all in.
Yes, definitely. They're releasing a third one actually this September, which is going to cover all of Ghostbusters International, which was a great comic book series.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's not going to do Ghostbusters 101, which I was really hoping that it would. But it's doing like Ghostbusters Get Real, the one where they do the crossover with the real Ghostbusters. The first two are fantastic. Like, but the first one has an introduction by Ernie Hudson, and I got him to sign it. The second one has an intro by Dan Aykroyd. I want to get him to sign it if I ever meet Dan Aykroyd, which hopefully one day I might be able to. And then Ivan Reitman is doing the foreword for this new one that's coming out.
You ought to get signed your Crystal Head vodka.
I actually should, yeah. It's still sitting in the fridge. I've only ever drank a little bit of it.
Does it last long, that stuff?
Yeah, it's quite powerful, so you only really need a bit of a drop in it if you're making a drink. I need to make some Harvey Wallbangers with it.
Some what with it, sorry?
Harvey Wallbangers. It's a cocktail.
I thought it was like a special Irish cocktail.
No, well, I'm not sure if it's... No, I don't think it is Irish, because it's mentioned in an episode of Doctor Who. So, yeah, it's really nice. It's made with vodka, orange juice, and some other mixer that I can't quite remember. But it's really tasty.
Mm-hmm. What I might have to do it maybe tomorrow is I'll go to that little bit where the video cut off a bit just now, and then like cut a little bit off of it, and we publish it.
Yeah. Then that means you'll have to cut out this bit as well where you talk about that.
Maybe. Let's see if we have any. No viewers now.
Ah, well, what can you do?
Yeah. We had a few though. We had a good few things to reply to. Some good questions.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be doing another live stream sometime or not?
I hope so. It'd be good to do one again with Anthony. I want to do one in September. That's a 24-hour one, because that'll mark a year anniversary since the last time we did a full 24-hour live stream.
Yeah.
So I'll have to think up some ideas for it. I'd like to make it mobile as well. I want to take it on the road. So it'd be great to include going to Anthony's house and picking him up and driving home again. I'd love to get that on the live stream.
How would that work though?
I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea, but I'd love to do something.
I mean, do you have Wi-Fi in your car and stuff, or?
No, I just using mobile data. But the worst thing is, Anthony lives in a part of Ireland where the internet forgot. So the internet doesn't really exist where Anthony lives. So, like, for example, we'll be driving down to his house and Elizabeth will be playing some music through her phone into the car system that she's listening to online. And as you get to a certain part on the motorway, it just cuts out because there's no signal cover in that part of Ireland, because it's literally... Anthony lives that far out. He lives in Newry, which is basically on the border between the north and south of Ireland. So the further you drive, the closer...
If I ever get to come to Ireland, I'll have to try and meet you sometime.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man, yeah. But like, the closer you get to Anthony's house, the less buildings and the less people you'll see. It just ends up becoming nothing but fields as you're driving down the motorway.
I love a lot of the Irish shows. What's the name? Father Ted.
Father Ted's amazing. Father Ted is... I will say this. Father Ted is the greatest thing to come out of Ireland.
Yeah. I got one. I got a film called Stitches. That's an Irish horror movie as well.
That sounds like a nasty, nasty movie.
It's a killer clown film.
Gotta love the killer clowns, eh?
Do you like them?
Oh, man. Freak me out. Absolutely.
Have you heard there's going to be doing a reboot of Stephen King's It?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. It looks weird. I'll give it a chance.
How often do you go to see a horror film?
Very rarely, because a lot of horror movies these days do the whole jump scare thing. I think that's just lazy. Like, I love horror movies to have suspense. Like whenever I watch a horror movie, I want to feel on edge. I want to feel like this could actually happen, or oh god, what's going to happen now? Like, I don't want it to be a simple, you know. I want it to be, oh god, you know, like that sort of a feeling, like that feeling of foreboding. Like I hate the whole thing where you can tell when a jump scare is coming, because like with Paranormal Activity or something like that, you'll get this. Like that sort of sound effect, or all of the sound and all of the music will drop out and it'll be utter silence, and then suddenly bang, the door opens, or bang, the cupboard opens, or bang, there's a ghost, you know. So I think that's a very cheap sort of way of making a movie scary, and a lot of movies are doing that now. Like I prefer sort of older horror movies. Like Elizabeth is a nut job for horror films. She'd actually be good to get on a live stream with you one night, because she could sit and talk to you like Ju-on, like The Grudge and stuff, and then different sort of Japanese horror movies and things like that. She's really big into those. Like she loves I forget the name of it. What's it called? Oh God, I forget it now. It's the one with Justin Long in it. Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves Jeepers Creepers and different movies like that. So,
do you like found footage films?
Depends what it is. I like the original Blair Witch, but I think a lot of found footage movies have problems with them. Like, I like the first Paranormal Activity. I thought it was done really well. But then you get to the sequels and it just loses its edge completely because, like with Paranormal Activity 2, it's done with security cameras. So it's like all around the house and keeps cutting to different shots. Like the whole idea with a found footage movie is that it's literally you've picked up somebody's camera that they've dropped in the woods and you're watching the madness that's unfolded. So I don't like that with found footage movies where it cuts to different angles and stuff because it's not really them understanding what a found footage movie should be. It should feel real. As I say, it should feel like somebody's video camera you found in a forest and you're like watching this going, what the hell happened to these people, you know? I love, do you ever watch a YouTube channel called Marble Hornets?
No.
It's really good. Give it a watch. Great found footage movie about the Slender Man. It's so freaky, man. Like I love things like that, but I've a lot of problems with a lot of found footage movies because it either feels cheap or rushed, or they don't understand what it should really be and how to create scares effectively using it.
What about you said earlier you like the Ginger Snaps films.
Yeah.
What's your favourite?
I'm still a big fan of the first one. I like the third one, back in time, that whole angle with it. Or was that the second one? I keep getting the two mixed up.
Well, the first one is about the two sisters. One gets infected and the other one tries to help her.
Yeah.
The sequel is about the sister being in a insane asylum.
Yeah, and then the other sister keeps visiting her.
There's a ghost, yeah.
Yeah, and then the third one's the one set sort of in the 18th century.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like them. I like all three. But I do love the first one.
Catherine Isabel and Emily Perkins are quite good actresses in them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they give solid performances. I like them.
They've been in some other pretty good movies, like you ever seen American Mary?
I can't say I have.
And have you seen the remake of Carrie?
I have, yeah. I thought it was quite tame.
Yeah. I think Catherine Isabel was in that briefly.
Was she right enough, yeah. Fair enough. You ever seen The Rage, Carrie 2?
I've heard of it.
It's on Netflix at the moment, actually, if you have it.
Do you like it?
It's alright. There's not much I can say about it. It's alright.
If I heard a noise then.
Oh, it's the ghosts.
You never seen the back room there before? That was because that's usually closed on our last streams.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's night and it's night and the blinds and these double doors are shut. But that's usually where I watch Doctor Who when it's on telly, or Blu-rays or DVDs.
Nice.
And I'll just go grab something. You may have seen this before, but I can't remember.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
That was my my last visit to the Doctor Who experience.
Cool.
The back of it. Look at the back of that. I think it needs a brand new frame.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit battered there.
Yeah, that's our stuff in there, and we wash our stuff. I want to try and visit the Doctor Who Experience for the final time because it closes its doors in September, I think.
Yeah. No, I went there back in March, or was it March? I can't remember when. I think it was March. I went to Cardiff, went to the Doctor Who Experience. I have a video about it, but it's a Patreon exclusive. I'll probably...
You put up clips on the channel.
That's right, yeah. I'll probably stick it online properly whenever it closes, just as a sort of celebration kind of thing.
It looked like you enjoyed it, though, from what I saw of it.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it. Like, I didn't just go to the Doctor Who Experience. Like, I filmed at some of the different locations that they used for Doctor Who. Like, I filmed at the Millennium Stadium.
I did that. I did that on a few times. I went there because of the Torchwood.
Did you go to Eddie's Diner?
No.
It's just around the corner from it.
Is it?
Yeah, do you know where they filmed the American Diner for Doctor Who? Like the one they used for Clara and Me's TARDIS, and the one that they used for the 11th Doctor.
Yeah, no, I didn't go there.
It's literally right around the corner. So, did you go to Yanto's Shrine, where they put this big shrine up for Yanto?
I can't remember.
It's basically where the entrance for Torchwood 3 is. Like, the side entrance door. So, it's this big wall, and it says Yanto's Shrine on it. And it's all this fan art and people's underwear and flowers and stuff, all for Yanto.
Yeah.
So I filmed at that, and literally right up from Yanto's Shrine, because where Yanto's Shrine is, that's the docks. But literally right on the platform above it, where all the buildings are, Eddie's Diner is literally facing it.
When you went, did you go? Was the actual TARDIS tour on? We could actually walk to the studio and be talking.
No, they were still filming Series 10, so we weren't allowed to go in, which is sad. But I don't know.
Because as a fan of what you, to your extent, and Elizabeth, that you would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, I would have absolutely loved it. It would have made a great part for the video, but
because the actual set, like you used for your background for your Series 10 reviews, it was that exact set. So I thought we'd because in the Doctor Experience, the set's there, like the David Tennant set, like I just showed on the picture. That's in the Experience.
It is, yeah. I got to film
and some of the older sets as well.
Yeah, I got to film on all the older TARDIS sets and stuff, and I got to film the clothes and the monsters and the sonic screwdrivers and the different bits and pieces. They had a great setup whenever I went. That was Davros's chamber from Series 9 episodes, like where Davros is in the center and all the wires are hanging down. Like they had that all set up, which was pretty badass. And then the actual proper, Gallifrey Museum tour thing, like that was pretty badass too.
Did you know that before the Cardiff Experience was there, it was actually a museum in the Red Dragon Centre in Cardiff still?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to try and find a video and maybe share it on Twitter for you so you can see it.
So do you think the Doctor Who Experience now, that's it over, that's it completely dead, or do you think they'll move it somewhere else?
I have no idea, because I think it'd be kind of sad that they didn't bring it back somewhere else.
Yeah. No, it's weird that it's ending. Like, I thought they would always have it there, as long as it's on TV.
Yeah.
Cool, don't let him shout. Tell him what it said.
My mum just said, don't let him chat.
Oh, God.
Dear me, I can talk for England, man.
Oh, it is 7 o'clock. Say until, Ma, you all right until 1:30?
Yeah.
Are you okay till 1:30?
Oh, God, yeah, bring it on.
Okay. He said, oh, God, bring it on. No, but I don't know if they will bring it back because it will be sad, the Doctor Who Experience.
Yeah.
Or if they if they turned it into something else. I mean, it would have been good if they brought it back a lot bigger.
Has he been there?
Yeah. When did you go there, Stephen?
Huh?
When did you go to the experience?
March, I want to say.
March, Ma.
Oh yeah, did he go to them when it was in London?
I don't think you didn't go to it in London, did you?
I went to something in London. It was back in, say, 2005. I think that was the Doctor Who experience in.
I got told off, didn't I, for touching something?
You actually touched Christopher Eccleston's leather jacket.
Yeah, I got told off, didn't I?
Yeah.
I got told off for touching the first Doctor's TARDIS.
At least it's not just my mum then.
Oh no, we're real
Stephen
rebels.
got told off for touching one of the TARDISes.
There's so many switches and buttons. You cannot set that amount of switches and buttons in front of me without me wanting to touch or press something. That's like torture. Don't do that.
But yeah, it's had about that going. I mean, it opened in London because when my mum said about London, that's when it first opened for it to, for it to be tested out.
Yeah.
So they did a test out in London. I can't remember what the place was it was in. It was just there temporarily for so long.
I went to one in Blackpool in 2005, and it had the first Doctor's TARDIS. I think it was actually the fifth Doctor's TARDIS. I'm not sure. And it had like some of the outfits and things like that and props seen in the show. Yeah. And had like a couple of bits and pieces for sale, but it was very small. It was nothing like the Doctor Who experience as a
I think it was maybe in a museum.
Yeah, it might have been in the Doctor Who museum or something. I don't know. As I said, it's been well over 10 years since I was there, but
yeah, I've heard of the Blackpool one. Yeah, it was like a museum though, but it was a lot smaller.
I did go to it. The only reason I went is because I was jonesing for a sonic screwdriver. I wanted the Christopher Eccleston screwdriver, and none of the toys were out yet. So I was going around all the shops, like asking for one. Even in Blackpool, I went into the Doctor Who experience or the Doctor Who museum or whatever it was called, and I was asking them if that one. They said they didn't. Like the best I had was like a pen that looked like the old sonic screwdriver. The Peter Davidson one that had the halo at the end of it. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I want the Christopher Eccleston one. It looks cool, man. So I even went into the Who shop in Blackpool. I was like, guys, do you have any Doctor Who stuff? And they were like, yeah, I think we've got a few things. I went, but no, do you have like the Christopher Eccleston stuff? And they're like, no, we don't have anything from it yet, but we will do soon. So I said, well, look, if I leave my address with you, can I buy a sonic screwdriver and get it sent over to me in Ireland? And they said, yeah, we can do that. Like, I mean, we've shipped full-size Daleks to America, so I'm pretty sure we can send a sonic screwdriver to Ireland. So it was a couple of weeks later. I was sitting in my bedroom watching Night of the Living Dead, the original one, the black and white one, and my mum burst into the room and I went, ah! And she went, no, I've got these people on the phone for you. And I went, right, okay. I went, hello, and they said, yeah, hi, it's the Who shop in Blackpool. I went, oh yes, and they said, we've got our sonic screwdrivers in. Do you want one still? I went, dude, yes, I want one. So they took my bank card details, they fired one over to me, and I still have it today. Like, I still have the original Christopher Eccleston box, still have the original screwdriver, the one that had the crappy sort of cream handle. I got it, and I still have it in its box today. It's one of my prized Doctor Who possessions.
Isn't that the one with the built-in pen?
Yeah, and it has the removable end cap, so you can stick a different end cap onto it and write hidden messages, and then the Sonic has a purple light.
It comes with the psychic paper.
No, that's the David Tennant one. This one came with like a little notepad.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, like a post-it note.
Yeah, it was like post-it notes. So that was pretty cool.
I ought to do like a video because I think you might like the like Doctor Who toy collection. Because quite a few years ago, I had like a Doctor Who website. I don't think it's still up. I had a Doctor Who website. I think I created it back when David Tennant series. So series 2 came on.
Yeah.
And I wrote to G. Gardner and Russell T. Davis.
Yeah.
And he said that they liked my website, that they wanted to send me some Doctor Who goodies.
All right.
And that happened. And they sent me some Doctor Who like postcards from the series and from Torchwood as well, along with the Cyberman with the black handles.
Yeah, the cyber leader.
Yeah.
Or the cyber controller.
A Dalek. I think some of the sonic screwdrivers, the David Tennant one, you know, the Eccleston, and David Tennant one. That's
pretty cool. I get sent nothing.
That's a shame.
No, nobody sends me anything.
But for like a video to maybe I'll show off some of my toy collection like that, and then, you know, because I know you do toy reviews, that you might like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to see it.
That could be a future video. I could dig them out and do a special like to show you and show my other subscribers as well. So
did you could? Sounds good.
Because I think it'd be good. Because my main like premise on my channel is to do like movie stuff, updates on movie reviews and updates like that. But because I enjoy watching your toy stuff, and I do have some toy stuff as well, but not as much as you. Yeah. I like to get what I have and still show it off. So I'll do that. And you can see some of what I got.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So what one cosplay I think you do really well as is Russell T. Davis.
Yeah.
Can you do an impression of him? Russell T. Davies. I wrote Doctor Who. And when I was writing Doctor Who, I wanted to reboot the series. Oh,
oh dear. Hello? Matt? I'll be going in a minute. So, he's gone in a minute, so he'll be back in a minute. Pay him up. Hello?
There we go. Back again.
I think where were we, and then we'll have to end up. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Jesus, man, I don't know. I can't remember what I was talking about.
About me doing a Russell and T. Davis impression.
Yeah, doing a Russell T. Davis impression. Yeah, I think you'd be good at that.
I don't think so.
Well, I think you've got the look for it. You know, I mean, you've got the glasses and stuff, like similar sort of face type. I think you'd be good at that. Go to a convention.
What now?
Oh God, no! Put the glasses back on. Put the glasses back on.
Okay. What about like this?
Yeah, there you go. That's the Russell T. Davis look right there. Upside down glasses.
God, that made my eyes go weird.
Walk around with a laptop sellotape to your chest, you know, and just go like, "Ooh, I've got so many ideas."
I'll have to edit this twice now, a little bit. But I'll do that tomorrow.
Stupid
I've
idea.
got. Oh yeah, can I try and show you the thumbnail I made for this video? Full screen. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes, I can, and it's weird.
Here you go.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty badass. Courtroom Venkman.
That's just my desktop. This is my my other thumbnails for my other videos got coming.
Nice.
And,
Where's the porn folder? Where do you keep all the porn?
no, I don't.
Bet you it's called something else. Recycle bin. That looks a bit weird. Got quite a bit of porn in the end. Recycle bin there. Intro video. Oh dear.
Music.
And there's the porn folder.
Come to me. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
That's from my favorite Fright Night movie.
Nice.
This one.
You could run a radio show like this, you know.
Do you recognize that?
Strange things happen. Are you going round the twist?
Yeah, used to love that show.
I actually have a copy of that on my phone. I'm going to see if I can find it. Oh, perfect.
That's the Are You Afraid of the Dark theme.
Here we go.
Stop. Ah, you got it as well.
That's the full song.
Hmm?
Are you going round the twist? Actually sung by one of the actors in the show.
Yes, it was.
Bit of trivia for you there. All right, what do you say? Shall we end this turkey?
Yeah, it was good fun. Do you want to say your goodbyes and then I'll do mine after.
All right. Thank you for having me, folks. It's been a pleasure. A deep, penetrating pleasure. Oh, yes. I shall think about this for many fortnights to come. Oh, yes. Many fortnights. But in all seriousness, no. Thanks for watching, folks. I did enjoy it. I had a blast. Looking forward to the next time.
And as he just said, guys, we will be back with another one at some point in the future. But
90,000, make it happen.
Yeah. Until he gets more subscribers.
Yes. All the subscribers, because I'm just a massive whore. Yeah, more subscribers.
Until the next milestone. Goodbye.
Milestone.
And take care for now, guys.